Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome, comic art fans, to a 105th episode of a CAF Update. Man, I'll tell you, it's been a very busy couple of weeks here, as everybody knows. And last weekend, we got to be at San Diego Comic-Con. That was a blast. We're still busy packing around here at CAF HQ. Hope to be making another move down to Florida, the final move very soon. But welcome to the show. It's I can't tell you, the last couple of days have just been a little bit crazy. But the thing is, San Diego was a blast. As everybody knows, I missed probably 2 or 3 years before the pandemic going to that show. So it'd been a while since I'd been there. But I really had a great time. I was only there for I got there mid-afternoon on Thursday. I left Saturday night on a red eye. Mikhail was gracious enough to put me up while I was there. So that was really nice. Had relaxing evenings sleeping rather than my usual party self when I'm there with Mr. Marquet, because he's a party animal. And so having a place outside of town was pretty relaxing and good for me. But so welcome, everybody. I had to say that there were so many people at San Diego that I met. It was like Heroes, but a little different. Without the extracurricular parties and everything. There were so many guys in the chat and gals that I got to meet there that I was pretty, I feel pretty fortunate to have all of you guys watching the show and enjoying what we do here. It was really funny. There were so many people that I met just walking around the hall. People would, call out my name or say something about Dueling Dealers when I was walking by. And I talked to many of them. And the thing was, it was funny. So many people watch Dueling Dealers that aren't even art collectors. That was the big shock for me. I had people, that there was a couple podcasters out in front of the Hyatt, and they stopped me and they said they enjoyed the show. And I asked them, what's your CAF gallery? Oh, we don't have one. We don't collect. We just like watching the show. So that was just kind of nice and reassuring to hear that we've actually kind of bridged the gap between people who are into pop culture and but don't really collect original art yet. Maybe we can convert them. That's a positive. So it was a lot of fun meeting people like that. And again, there was at least a dozen people that I talked to that were like that. They just like to tune in and watch us have a good time. So hopefully they'll start watching shows like this and other interview shows that we do around here. Brett Mixon, I see in the chat. Nice getting to see you there at San Diego as well. I couldn't even go over all the names of everybody I met, but the thing is, one of the first people that came to meet me when I got into the hall was Marcus. Marcus brought me this T-shirt, so thank you very much. I hope Moy spent a lot of money on these because they are very nice. I don't think Marvel, approved of these, but I like it very much so. And I like the little saying at the bottom. What is it? Don't ask, just buy it. AlbertMoy.com. So no hard sells there from Albert at all, right? But yeah. So, but the other thing, Marcus gave me a few other things, but he also gave me an Albert Moy cookie. Here, I'll hold it up. It'll probably screw up the focus on everything. But look at that. Got art. And I've been saving it for tonight because I wanted to see if it has the the creamy center like Albert said, or if it's tasteless like Berkey said. So we'll find out right now. Ooh. It's tasteless. So there you go, Albert. All right. I need some milk now. But it was good. It was definitely. I ate it. I should have gotten a few of these for everybody. But Marcus, thank you so much for doing that. Marcus gave me a few other things, a Pixar hat and a few other gifts. So thank you, one and all. Made with hate and sugar. Mm-hmm. That is about what it tastes like, James. Well, it's not that bad. It's like an animal cracker, if you remember what those were like when you were a kid. So it's like I told everybody yesterday, I'm COVID free. But when I came home, I ended up doing some yard work. Maureen was like, you should quarantine outside from the family for a day. So I'm like, all right, I'll do some work outside. One of the first jobs I did was pull some weeds in the flower garden because I was going to spread some mulch around, and stirred up a nest of ground hornets. So of course I'm stupid. I'm standing there thinking that I'm pulling weeds out. I thought I feel like something, I thought cut me. I'm like, I must be pulling some thistles out or something. And I'm looking around, and then all of a sudden I see bees on me. So I booked it. But yeah, I got stung like probably 20 times, especially all around my ankles of all places. And so I've been on Benadryl for the last 3 days, and it's finally subsiding. But what a way to come back from San Diego. Yeah. Oh shit was right. I'll tell you. You got Berkey. I did not get the Berkey COVID. The thing with it was odd. The whole time I was there, I kept thinking, man, I'm not hanging around Berkey hardly at all. And it was true. Even though, he was right there, I hung out with Mark and Anthony and then just was walking around the hall most of the time. The only time I talked with Mike when I was there was asking him how his brother was doing. Because if anybody who was there or wasn't there, John was having some health issues, like immediately the day he got there. And he was in the hospital twice, and they kept sending him home. They didn't know what was wrong with him. So, every so often I would go over and ask Mike how his brother was doing, and Mike would just be like, he's still sleeping, he's not getting up. But so Mike was a wreck the whole time he was there, because they'd send him home and or send him back to the hotel, and Mike had to hang out with him. So and stay up all night with him, and so yeah, it was kind of a messy show for Mike. So I just kind of left him alone. I didn't want to bother him. And it was probably for the best too. But Comic Card Boss, and I am feeling better. It's honestly the bee stings I didn't feel anything from it, but taking all the medications have just wiped me out. That's why I've been drinking Coke and a couple cups of tea a day just to kind of keep my head straight, because or I wouldn't be getting any work done. I laid down today. I thought I'd sleep for a half hour. In the middle of the afternoon, I slept for 2 hours. So Benadryl is not the way to go. Michael Wygant. Mike he does have COVID, or he tested positive for COVID. He and his brother, when they got back to Ohio, they did test themselves, and they had it, or they had it when they got back. So who knows when they got it? Maybe that was why John was sick. We don't know. But John had some weird illnesses. I mean, he was crossing a street prior to preview night with Mike, and John stopped in the middle of the road. And, and Mike keeps on walking, and he's like, Mike, my legs won't work. And so Mike had to drag him to the corner. So they were thinking John was having a stroke, where he literally kind of, his legs became like paralyzed or something. And so they took him to the hospital immediately, ran all the tests on him, sent him home, said there's nothing wrong with you. And but these things persisted. He was like getting the shakes and other things, and it was messy. So he ended up going back. Oh, then I think he went there to preview night, passed out behind the booth. So they took him to the hospital again. It was an absolute mess for Mike and his brother John. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's exactly right. They said it was a spider bite, but it wasn't. It was a hornet bite. Does the cookie taste like turkeys? Asked David. Nope, not at all. So at any rate, I think John and Mike are better now. But Mike looked fine last night. Had his voice back. But all in all, yeah, I haven't talked to John. I do want to talk to him, because he was pretty unnerved. Of course, you can imagine when your legs don't work. That's a sure sign something bizarre is going on with you. So anyway, but enough of that. So I think everybody wanted to, I'm sure would like to see the entire baby walk from Anthony. That was, I literally just kind of threw it together. Hey, Tariq. I forgot to get, actually, Tariq, you got to email me your mailing address, because I've got something I wanted to give you. I forgot to give you when you were in San Diego. So TAMD1, if you could shoot to me an email, bill@comiccardfans.com, and send me your mailing address. And take Claritin. Well, I'll try that. I don't know if we have any, but hey, anything that doesn't put me to sleep. So anyway, the baby walk, it did occur Saturday morning. Anthony cheated, as many of you know. He didn't go full baby. I mean, he had the diaper on. He did wear a shirt. We should have forced him to take that off. So I don't know if he has to do another one another time. I don't know what it'll be. But for those of you who didn't get to see it, here is the entire baby walk sped up, but you'll get to see the majority of it right here. And here we go.
I wouldn't put it there.
Don't do that.
Everybody has a shirt up.
I think somebody's going to call security.
Diaper mom!
Oh, that's a real diaper. I hope it's not soiled. Oh, it's got chocolate in it. Anthony. You got to sign that, Anthony.
Diaper bomb.
Hey, are you seeing this?
Diaper bomb. Oh.
That baby's got a full diaper. I love it. The things he does for his band. Oh, he's running again. Oh. He's too far ahead now. Baby's got to slow down. Was it everything you'd hoped for? You're a baby, you can't talk, right? Uh-huh. Yeah, baby.
Diaper bomb!
Baby needs diaper change.
Oh, baby need baby wipe.
Oh yeah. Don't look, baby.
Well, all right, step out of character for a moment. I was born and raised in Las Vegas, and the guys back in the day, they used to do prop bets. So I'll bet you, $1,000 you couldn't run up that mountain and back and live, stuff like that. So when I was bet $1,000 that I wouldn't do a walkthrough at San Diego Con on the busiest day of Saturday, I accepted that bet because I did a whole lot worse model jobs when I was a kid for a lot less. So I had fun with it. I hope everybody enjoyed it. We got diaper bombed.
Oh my.
We got diaper bombed. I got a few oh my's from Bill. I got to do the monkey poop. What else? What was your favorite part? Throwing the chocolates. Monkey poop. Monkey poop. All right.
What's your best poop, Anthony?
Hershey's. And Snickers. She loves me.
Yes, she does.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome, Anthony.
There you go. I'll put a more complete version of the diaper walk on the channel probably over the weekend. I want to sample the episode where Roberge had put up the $1,000 for Anthony. That was on the anniversary show, the 26th of January. So it's a long wait from that moment to that one, right? Six months. But yeah, when I post it, I'll include the back and forth interaction that kind of got this whole thing started and add it to the front of that. So yes, it was a long walk. He has two booths. One is in Hall A and the other one is, what is that, an F. So it is a very, very long walk. It took about 10 minutes, but you spotted him. You saw Mikhail was there, Mikhail and Aranga got the selfie with him. I saw the photo somewhere. I was looking for it because I was going to kind of put it in there. So if Aranga or Mikhail have that photo, send it to me. So when I post the final version of that, I can put it in there at the appropriate moment. I tried jumping up to get into the selfie as well, but I couldn't get over baby's head to get into that picture. The mic is right here. Is it not loud enough for everybody tonight? I don't know. Tell me. I'll keep it closer if it's not. But Roberge needs a refund. Yeah, that's probably true. I think, he was there at the start, so he could have kept him to the shirtless baby, or at least that the blue shirt. That would have been better. But what are we gonna do? Anthony did what he did. He definitely should have worn some tighty whities or something underneath the diaper. It would have looked more appropriate. But he would have been scaring the children. You saw he gave that one kid a hug. So I mean, she's probably scarred for life. So all right, let's see. Mike is fine. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure. I wasn't sure about that. Didn't look as crowded as usual for a Saturday. That's true, Robert. I'd say the aisles were wider. So it didn't feel as crowded. I don't know what the attendance was like, but overall, I'd say the hall didn't really feel crowded until Saturday afternoon, I'd say. Marcus says he saw more skin in regular cosplay. That is true, but you didn't get to see the white legs like you did on Anthony right there. Somebody mentioned that he needs a spray tan, which is probably true. Yeah, he's pretty pasty. I thought I was pasty, but he's even more pasty than I am. But what else? And David Matheny actually had to be in Anthony's booth helping him out, so he got a firsthand look at some of that as well. But like Ron just said, the crowd size was about 20% less people. So it did feel a lot better by and large, I'd say. Okay, Michael says 135K, and didn't they used to do more than that, like 160, 180? I can't remember, but either way, it did feel a little bit less congested throughout there. But yeah, I don't know. I had a good time. On Saturday, I got to go out to dinner with Ben Saunders was taking people out who contributed art to the Spider-Man exhibit that he put together in Balboa Park at the museum there. Mike was going to go, so I was going to be his +1. Then Mike ended up not going because of his brother, and that was on Thursday night. So I went. I got to sit next to Albert and Zatari's friend. Chuck Costas was with me. And Danny Fingeroth was there too. So it was fun. We went to an Italian restaurant. Albert was Albert as usual, but grumpy, grouchy, but fun the whole night. So we had a good time with him. Ben was always a gracious host. That's the second time I got to go out to dinner with him as well. Last time was at the Marvel exhibit in Columbus. So we did that, and then on Friday night I got to go out to dinner with Jim Halpern from Heritage, which was pretty cool. I've actually, in all the years that I've worked with Heritage, I've never met Jim before, so it was fun to at least get to sit with him for an hour and shoot the breeze with him, and we had a good time. And who was there? That was actually just Mike and his friend John. So very loud restaurant. We had to really talk extremely loud just to hear the other guy on the other side of the table. But oh, and Brett says as well, not as many outdoor events. That's true as well. So yes, everyone who contributed to the exhibit got invited to that one dinner, except for me, I think. But it was I didn't get to see the exhibit at all. So Mikhail, I'm so glad that you did shoot all those, shoot the video and the photos that we put together the last time we were doing that stuff. So if you haven't seen Mikhail's video clip excerpt, that is on the channel. So if you didn't get to see the Spidey show, that's one way to do it. I did not make it to the museum, Kevin. That was the bad thing about just being there for 2.5 days. I really didn't have a lot of time to. I really didn't even get to see every person that I wanted to see at the show. I got to stop by and talk with Steve Morger for a while. He was making space for Sean Gordon Murphy because he didn't have a table. So I got to talk with Sean for a while, which was cool. I'd never met him in person before, so we got to talk for a little while. It was fun. Sean asked a question about the state of the future of the hobby, in terms of pricing and everything. And it was funny because I said what I always say. I'm like things could level off with the state of things as today, but I felt like we're still on an upward curve. And Steve was straight up. He was adamant that it's going to burst. And I was just shocked. I mean, as an art, I don't hear that too often from art collectors, especially somebody like Steve, whose opinion I value a great deal. But he was straight opposite. So I was like, well, we'll see where we're at, a year from now, because I mean, he had a compelling argument. His bent was that the 2 years of the pandemic, where families were doing less traveling, going to less cons, so they had more money to spend on artwork, and that was why we were seeing the dramatic increases. And that may be true, in general terms. I mean, the art market's just always going to be on a steady incline, and so maybe we saw the steep incline happen because of the pandemic and people having extra money laying around because they weren't taking vacations and those sorts of things. But I don't think that means it's going to go like that. And instead of, it could be like that, and then it goes up for the pandemic, and then it's just going to continue on like that. That is the way I would view it. But Steve was more of, it's going to go down before it goes up again. And so, and not just because of the correction, the economy things going on. His feeling was that the excess money really gave it that big boost, and we're going to see a dip, not even a level off. Right? He was predicting a dip before it would even increase. So we'll see how it goes. But it was a very compelling argument the way he kind of pitched it. So I don't think Sean felt positive or negative either way from either of our arguments. But we'll see how it goes, of course. But we'll have to kind of make a note and say what is it like next San Diego Comic-Con? But we'll have a whole year of pricing data to figure out who was more accurate. There, Jason just said someone was selling a Kubert X-Men page for $14,000 the other day. I don't think it's dipping yet. Right. I mean, realistically, we've been out of the pandemic lockdown status and no vacations for more than 8 months now. So I would say, prices aren't really dropping it really at all. So I don't know. I mean, that's why, again, I was surprised at Steve's position, but I respected it. And I'll be curious to see who proves out to be correct. Alan, yes, great seeing you at San Diego, especially after Heroes as well. It was fun. There's so many people that were at Heroes were also at San Diego too, so it was fun getting to see that. And Mikhail says excess money doesn't explain the crazy prices we've seen realized. I agree. It just doesn't. At the end of the day, it just doesn't. I mean, we don't need to belabor that tonight on a CAF update, but I agree. That's the way I look at it as well. So. Someone is selling Kubert Wolverine cover for $55K. What was the highest price page at the show? I asked Hart. You know what? The funny thing is, guys, I didn't buy anything when I was there at all. I did look at the art on the walls, but I really wasn't looking at prices or anything. So can't really tell you what the most expensive piece of art was at the show. I didn't. I just wasn't shopping. I didn't, and I guess I should have been asking questions. But when I sat down with Albert and hung out in his booth for about an hour, and we really didn't talk about art at all. We were just BSing about lots of different stuff. So Brett says that the highest priced artwork was the FF84 cover for $560,000. Is that what his price was? I didn't even know. Oh, actually, I should have known that. He had it on the show, right? Well, but anyway, I was never really paying too close attention to it. Berkey had his $200,000 McFarlane cover. Yeah, the Beast and Spidey one. Let's see, what did Tatiana say? It's what you saw every time you looked in the mirror, Bill. Thank you, Tatiana. I'm sorry I didn't get to go out to dinner and hang out with you more, Tatiana. I actually went over to the booth. The reason I went over to see, I went to the booth to see you, and I ran into Mortar and Murphy, and I kept thinking I was going to run into you over there. I stopped by there 2 or 3 times, and I never saw you after the one day we talked near the end of the show. So, because I don't have them right here. I actually had 3 extra trading cards of yours to give you, so I'm going to drop them in the mail to you. So yes, I brought a whole bunch of trading cards, and I was going to hand them out to anybody that I saw there, and I had these 3 set aside just for you. Yes, dollar bill. Thank you, Marcus. And yes. But Tatiana, I did run into Marco Galli and Jason Krager. They stopped by the booth. And I had a nice chat with them. So, and I told Jason how much I really enjoyed the pieces that he did for the Comic Art Live sketch thing that we put together. I thought they were great. So, it was cool that I got to see them in person as well. Alan played Tatiana and Magic, and he lost badly. Jeff Wedding wants to know how close Marcus is now to a full signed card set. He should have got them all signed by now, right? And let's see, Andrew G. Yeah, okay. Let's see. What does Matt Kennedy say? For a long time, comic art was criminally undervalued, and the bottom is risen along to the top end, with the middle staying relatively the same in comic. Yep, that's kind of my view on most things. And hey, I got to tell both Jeff and Matt, since you're the Vegas guys, the Vegas trip is not going to happen now. My the guy who I travel with, because he goes there for a convention, the company he works for has kind of nixed his trip. So I'm not going to be able to go to Vegas now at the end of September. I hate to say it, but I was really looking forward to that. But maybe the year after, or maybe I'll have to make a special trip out there myself. And yeah, thank you, Tatiana. No, it's good getting to see those guys. Oh, and Tatiana signed Marcus's cards as well. I signed all of the cards for Marcus and the comics that Marcus brought to the show. So that was fun. And yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I was looking forward to it, but we'll just have to do it another time. So let's see. Moving right along. Am I forgetting anything here about San Diego? I mean, the thing is, I'll tell you, I took a ton of photographs, and I wanted to kind of put together my own photo and video montage from the show, but I didn't have time. I wanted to make sure I had the Anthony thing ready. So probably for the next show, I'll have like a montage of all the photographs that I took while I was at the show. I took some back walls. I remember somebody was saying they wanted to see Cool Line's back wall. So when I went over to talk to Rich and Steve, I did take a full set of all the artwork they had on the back walls. It's kind of amazing. I've never really paid attention when I've been in their booth before, but they keep a lot of the good stuff kind of underneath their tables up front, or in these racks behind the tables. So I mean, they literally have like Mylars that are really more baggies that were full of, like, say Cockrum X-Men or different period X-Men stuff. And because when I was over there, a couple people were looking through them. I was like, shoot. So I took it and looked at it as well. But I've never paid too much attention to what they've had in their booths, just because, typically, well, back in the day, things were never priced. Now, at least they had posted no prices on it. But so anyways, I took photographs of that, Moy, a few other booths while I was there. I think Eater and a couple other guys. So anyways, I'll put all that together in a video clip after that. But, one of the coolest things that happened was when I was at the Cool Lines booth, Daniel Warren Johnson was standing outside the booth and just looking at me while I was talking with Rich. And I've never met him before other than talking with him on a stream with Felix one time. So, I broke off from Rich and I asked Daniel, what's up? And he's like, I really just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate, the help that you've given Felix and the things that you've done for the hobby. And, that was like probably one of the coolest moments. I mean, there were lots of awesome moments there, but to have Daniel Warren Johnson want to tell me that was pretty, special. And, I admire his work a great deal. And I just think I think the world of his artwork. And, I got to see pieces that Mikhail had and several other collectors at the show. And, it was just pretty darn cool to, have him say that. And we talked for a few minutes, but that was probably one of the more special moments of the show for me, was just having somebody, want to say that, they appreciate what we've been doing here for the last couple of years. So, all right, I see. I'm going to move on from that. But so hey, speaking of Jason, I see Jason's in the chat. So we're going to do. Jason sent me a special, really short flip, and so today I've got 2 flips. So I'm going to show Jason's flip. Then I've got a calf cribs video from Bill, and then what have I got? I got a flip from Dave Wilkins as well. So and I've actually got 2 other flips already as well. So I'll have those for next week. Got one from a couple other collectors. So they all kind of started piling up. That's what I get for taking the 1 week off. And here's one thing I have to tell everybody. If you took the time to watch that last calf update that ran on Thursday, I can tell you, doing a show without an audience or without a guest is absolutely horrible. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever do that again, because I talked for an hour, but it's no fun without having people, to kind of foil off of. It was a real drag. I didn't really, and I still managed to talk for an hour for that thing, but I will never, ever, ever do it again. Oh, Marcus, you watched it live while you were at San Diego, huh? All right. Well, so let's see. So here's the flip from Jason. We're going to do that one first, and it's a short one, but it's a good one. Here you go, Jason.
Hey Bill, picked up some more of these fancy ringed portfolios, so I was organizing some art and figured I would do a special flip just for you. Paul Smith, Uncanny X-Men 175. Uncanny 206, John Romita Jr. Uncanny 163, Dave Cockrum. Uncanny 234, Mark Silvestri. This is X-Men Adventures 1, the first cartoon comic. Uncanny 347, Joe Madureira. Not sure of the issue. Oh, Uncanny 236, Mark Silvestri. Uncanny Second Series 25, Chris Pacciallo. X-Men 57, Andy Kubert. Uncanny 450, Alan Davis. X-Men 106, Bob Brown with Cockrum touch-ups. Uncanny 159, Bill Sienkiewicz. Uncanny 381, Adam Kubert. Uncanny 290, Will Portaccio. Uncanny 314, Lee Weeks with Bill Sienkiewicz inks. You know this one, Uncanny 231, Rick Leonardi. New X-Men 116, Frank Quietly. Uncanny 216, Jackson Geis. X-Men 54, Andy Kubert. And Paul Smith, Alpha Flight X-Men, issue 2.
Yeah, that is a very focused collection, and thank you for making that just for me, Jason. I certainly appreciate that. That's a portfolio that anybody wants. So if you're an X-Men fan, of course, but I have to ask, I just want to make sure, because I know I got to see the ringed portfolios over at Mikhail's place as well. Is that, it is the, I'm trying to look for it. Is it, does it have a special name? I'm looking at a site where you can buy them, and they come in 11 by 17, 13 by 19. I'm pretty sure I'm looking at the right one. They're called, don't seem to have a definite name. Maybe I'll share the screen and see if Jason or Mikhail can confirm if this is the right stuff or not. Hang on one second. I mean, that looks like the one that Mikhail showed me. Does that look right? Let me know, because I want to pick up a few just to see how they work. I'll assume you got the 13 by 19s as well. I'll wait to see something in the chat. But anyways, yes, those portfolios do look good. I think they look a lot more durable than the regular Itoyas. So I think I'm going to pick up a few just to give them a try. Remove that. Tatiana, oh, you got yours from Dick Blick. All right, I'll check there. That's not what I have. Mine are, what is it? Yeah, Jason will send me a link for it. Itoya. Okay, that's all right. It's like that didn't make sense. Excuse me. This is Itoya though, the one that I showed. Anyway, send me the link. And let's see. Matt uses ring binder is Start by Pratt. Is that a polyline? Yeah, I don't know. That's why I want to get the exact model that Jason has and Mikhail has, because I only saw the one that Mikhail had, and it was definitely looked like a really decent design, and you know, something that would be, you know, good for storage around the house. I don't know, Tim. Hey, well, whatever it is, I'll buy one and show it off here, and we can talk about it. So, all right, next up, calf cribs from Bill Roberge. This is a little bit longer. I thought about cutting it, maybe, you know, in half and then doing the full clip tomorrow, but it was so good, I decided I'm going to play it in its entirety tonight. Derek says it's a Profolio. I thought that was the name, but it was weird. That one that I was showing you didn't call it a Profolio, but it looks just like the other ones that are called Profolios, so it's a little weird. But I'll look around for it. But so let's take a look at Bill Roberge's calf cribs video. It's about, well, it's a little over 12 minutes, I think, but it's all worth it, and you're going to really enjoy it. So let me, I have to do this a little differently than the way I normally would. This is going to stream off of my computer because of the file size. So here we go.
Hello everybody, welcome to my man cave. I'll give you a quick walk around before I start listing off what's on the walls. You'll notice I'm a big Galactus fan, Star Wars. Couple things about the room. First and foremost, every man cave needs a spinner rack. And collection of Bowen mini busts. Also a collection of bound comics, all John Byrne from back in his Charlton days, all the way, I think I have it up to his Jack Kirby Fourth World. It's an ongoing mission of mine to get all his comics bound. All right, so why don't we start with, I have two covers of Star Trek Frontier Doctor, Leonard McCoy Frontier Doctor. Here's the second cover I have. Down here, we have the cover to Trio number 4. Kind of an homage to X-Men 108. We have a cover to Starbrand. And the neat thing about this is the picture of that White House is actually done by John's ex-wife, and he actually gives her cover credit. And then we have the cover to What The. And I love these covers. I love the cartoony feel to it. And it has Galactus on it. Over here, bunch of pictures of artists and creators and friends that I've met through my time art collecting. All right, so for the first wall, we have, this is from Giant Size Dracula number 5, I believe. It is John Byrne's first work with Marvel. Over here we have 2 pages from when he did work for Charlton. It's from Doomsday +1. And over here it is a sketch of costume design that they later used when the characters for Doomsday +1 did some stories in the Charlton Bullet, I believe it was. Over here we have, let's see if I can remember this right. It is from Avengers West Coast 56. And it's just a little funny one-page thing about how he was working with a lot of characters back then, and he kind of lent one out when he shouldn't have, because the character was in a different story. This is the last page of the Trial of Galactus. This one here, it's a She-Hulk page. It's actually my first page I ever purchased. Thank you, Jim Warden. Over here, it is a quick sketch. He was trying to find his own Cyclops when he was doing X-Men Hidden Years. And it's just a quick doodle to find his Psych. Over here, it was just John recreating a page from X-Men 137. Never quite finished it, but it's all pencil, and I love it, and was able to get it. These 3 pages are from John's fan fiction of X-Men Elsewhen. If you can, check it out in his website, Burn Robotics. It's fantastic. It's a great story. And you even have Doom and Magneto there. Okay. Oh, I forgot. If you have any bubblegum fans out there, back in the day, you used to get these little cartoons with Bazooka Joe in it. And that's some of the art from it. That right there is a postcard. Alex Toth. Yes, I'm gonna kill last names here. All right, over here, this was a corner box recreation done for me by Joe Rubenstein. Over here is an Incredible Hulk by Sal Buscema. A Fantastic Four page done by Bill Sienkiewicz. Sorry if I killed that. And over here, Jim Starlin, page from Dreadstar. Great story if you ever get a chance to read it. Over here is a Dracula page by Gene Colan. We have a page from Jack Kirby, Superpowers. This is a page from Avengers done by George Perez. And this is from Fantastic Four, The End. It's done by John Romita Jr. Here's a Thor page for Bill. It is done by Paul Ryan. It's from the Mighty Thor graphic novel. This is done by John Coleman. It's an unused page for a Batman story. I believe, yes, 306. It's the villain breaking into Wayne Tower, and I just thought it was a very cool page. Over here is DC Presents, and it's Superman teaching math to the super criminal and telling him he's pretty much an idiot because he put the decimal point in the wrong place. That is done by Mr. Garcia Lopez. And over here is an Alan Davis Savage Hulk. We have a Dave Cockrum character drawings. These two characters actually showed up in X-Men 156 or 157. And then over here is a corner box done by Salvador LaRocca. Then we're gonna jump over the Death Star here, take a look at two somewhat handsome men, and then we'll start with my very first commission that John Byrne did for me. It is I asked him to do the last page of the last Galactus story and what happens to Galactus at the end. Over here, another commission, and I apologize if I said most of these pages, unless stated otherwise, is done by John Byrne. This commission, I asked for Galactus landing on Earth in a big city and basically winning. So he's about to eat the Earth. This is Galactus fighting the Sphinx. This is taken from Fantastic Four. And a headshot of Galactus here. Over here is, I asked for a recreation of X-Men 118, the cover of X-Men 118. That was my first X-Men comic book done by John Byrne. Over here is, he did a cover back in the day. It's either Reader's Journal or it was a fanzine, and he did the cover of the new X-Men in original X-Men uniforms, or school uniforms. This one was done for me. I had purchased 2 complete original art issues of Star Trek, and there was 1 page missing of Frontier Doctor. There was 1 page missing, and this was the page that was missing, and it was because a friend of John's is actually drawn in that page. So instead of having a missing page, John drew this for me. Over here, this is Cosmos. He is a character from Trio, and it might remind you a little bit of Galactus. And we're gonna jump over here, and these are more pages done by John Byrne. And this one right here is page 1 from Marvel Fanfare number 29. That's the issue where every page is a splash page. Very, very cool. This is page 1 from the She-Hulk graphic novel. This one is page 1 from Action Comics Annual 1994. I'm lucky enough to have that whole comic original art. This is page 1 from Jack Kirby's Fourth World. Yeah, beautiful dreamer there. Over here, we have a page from Legends with Dr. Fate. This is from Superman Annual. I believe it's number 2. It is a 6-page story with Maggie Sawyer. This is a page from What The? And again, just love the cartoony work that John does. And this is one of the pages that I have from the Last Galactus story. This one has Nova in it. And then, see if I can back up here. This right here is a commission that John did for me on my 50th birthday. And then this is my gem of all commissions. This is a 20 by 30 montage of Galactus stories. And I actually want to add one more thing, so all you eagle-eyed CAF members out there, these are actually copies. What I do is when I get the original art, I make copies of them and put the copies up on the wall so I don't have to worry about fading or paying thousands of dollars for UV glass. And what I do with the originals is I keep them in binders like this over here. And that way I can take them out and look at them anytime I can, and other ones are in a safe. But that is my room, and hope you enjoyed it.
Indeed, we did enjoy it. Thank you, Bill, for filming all that. And on those X-Men Cockrum creature designs, I remember, I think I even tried bidding on those, but I saw a page from issue 157 at San Diego Con this past weekend, and so I can confirm it's from 157 that those character drawings were from. And it was pretty cool getting to see that page, and I'm very envious of the guy who picked that up because it was awesome. And they actually got it from the Donnellys, I believe. But very nice piece of artwork that I'd never seen before. So thank you, Bill Roberge, for putting that together. It was definitely worth showing the whole thing in its entirety. I would assume everybody would agree. But I will post that tomorrow, probably on the YouTube chat, or on the YouTube channel, just as a standalone, like I always do. But now I have one more flip for everybody, and that flip is from Dave Wilkins. And Dave and I were talking for about a month to put something together, and he put together a really cool concept. It's a little bit longer as well, but I will go ahead and show it in its entirety. And I've got to show it in the same manner that I did that one, where it's like streaming off of my computer, but it seems to work pretty well. So let me go ahead and cue that one up here. And come on, this takes a little bit longer here to pull the share off of everything here, but here we go. That's the way to do it. Here we go. Oh, and let's see, I did get the link from Jason. So it is you can get these off of Dick Blick, and it is a Profolio from Itoya, and they're on sale right now. 11 by 17 is on sale for $34.60. So good deal for that. But all right, let me go ahead and play this next flip for everybody and get this queued up in here. Here we go.
Hey Comic Art fans, this is Dave, also known as Jade Giant. I'm here to do a weekly flip for Bill for Comic Art fans, and I thought I would do the portfolio that I've got all my Bob Larkin homage pieces in. Somebody suggested it, so I thought it was a good idea, and so here we go. What you're looking at now is a Giclée that was done a few years back, probably more than a few at this point, signed by Stan Lee down there. This was done as a exact representation of the original, a recreation, I guess. So I picked it up because I won't probably have the original, but it looks really good. It's on canvas, looks great on the wall. But that is the inspiration for this commission series that I have done. I have artists that I really appreciate their style, give it a shot to do their take on this poster, and do it in their style while remaining somewhat faithful to the original image, the eyes, the clenched teeth, the fist, etc. So let's take a look. First up is the Scotty Young. This was done in 2012 at Heroes Con. I make it a point to try to get something at Heroes for this collection. It's a connection that's pretty strong, and that either means done at Heroes, sometimes it means set up and picked up at Heroes. This one was actually done at Heroes. I was able to talk Scotty into doing more than he normally does. I think I might have paid double or upcharged or something along those lines, but I had been chasing Scotty for years, so this was a thrill when he agreed to do this in 2012. This is one of the earlier ones I got done. Oh, a better shot there without the film on it. You can see some of that crazy Scotty detail that he's so well known for. Next up, we have Tim Sale and Michael Golden. Tim Sale was another Heroes Con piece. I did a double fast pass, and he did half of it and put me back in the queue and did the second half. I have some video of this captured of him doing this work, which blew me away. Thought he had ruined it a couple times when he was smearing ink around and that wash effect, but it came out beautiful. It's one of my favorites. This one was 2013. And then Michael Golden, it was relatively easy to get. He was all into the idea. Did it, I would say 2015-ish. I don't think this one's dated, but yeah, I think it was around that time. Two of my favorite artists, Ed McGuinness and Paul Pelletier. These were done in the 2012 on the Ed and 2016 by Paul. And the one by Ed actually has Dexter Vine's inks. They were great guys to commission. We did this offline and did a Heroes Con pickup the first year I did Heroes. Also won a piece by them at the auction that year. Great experience, great experience. Paul Pelletier, pencils with Rick Magyar inks. Both great guys, both great to work with. Really loved how this one came out. Just loved the details on both of these. And then we got McCone and Rainey. I got these done around the time, 15, 16, when they always seemed to be together side by side at a couple tables at shows, so I thought it fitting to put them in the book together. But Rainey, great details on that. Love the shadowing effect there. Big fist. And then Rainey here, also another great piece. Rainey actually did this one at Cincinnati, and McCone did this I did it at home and brought it to a show, I believe. Oh, these are some classics. Sabi-Sema and Herb Trimpe. What would the Hulk character be without these two? So these were musts. Fortunately, I was able to get Herb before he passed. And he ended up using this as a print and sold it for a while. Sal. This was my first commission from Sal, and Sal's my favorite artist, so this one means quite a bit. These are just two of my favorite pieces in the collection. And the one that started it all, David Finch. I got this in 2010 at the last Mid-Ohio show before Wizard bought it. I was quite bummed out by that. And then a few years later, at another Ohio show, a more local show, I had Jonathan Glapion ink it. So I'm really thrilled at how that came out. And I just the idea came to me standing in line. And David was all into the idea, and 30-some pieces later, we're still going. This one is John Baran and Jeremy Freeman, all on the same board. John works for Riot Games. He does more game design artwork these days, but he has done some Marvel stuff in the past. Good friend. Really enjoy his art. How can you not know Chris Uminga? And then obviously another Hulk fan favorite, Carlo Paglione. Most of these are in black and white, and that was intentional to kind of contrast to the original color, but I couldn't get Chris to do one without doing his signature color work. So there's a few in here that have color, not too many. And this also has Jeff De Los Santos inks. Got this through Kirk over at his dealer. Eric Larson and Phil Hester. We got the Larson was a Heroes Con. He actually did it at the table. I watched him do it. He works really fast. I'd kind of approached him with the idea beforehand, and he said he'd do it. So I was really happy to get him in the book. Phil Hester was a Free Comic Book Day pickup. He's local to me. Well, somewhat local. Local enough that he came to Free Comic Book Day in my area, so I was happy to get this one. Dave Akins and Joe Jesko. Dave Akins is another guy who's local to me. And if you haven't seen Dave Akins' work with realistic interpretations of actors, you're missing out. He's really good. And then Joe Jesko. This was a Fan Expo Canada pickup in 2017. Just love it. He's a really good friend of Bob Larkin, so he was pretty excited to do this project, I think. Kevin Nolan and Dale Keown. Kevin Nolan was a commission lottery at Heroes a few years back, and I was lucky to be one of the names drawn and get this done. And this is the one that probably gets the most attention, most comments, the most drool. This was a Fan Expo 2017 commission that Dale decided to bring home, which to my benefit ended up turning out to be cover quality, if not better. I don't know if there can be better than cover quality, but it's unbelievable, the detail. It's even hard to pick it up with this. But yeah, this is a cornerstone piece in my collection for sure. And then we got here on the left is Dave Guertin from Creature Box. Not too many folks know him because they don't do too much work in the mainstream, but they do a lot of game design, and Ratchet and Clank is probably their claim to fame. But he did that for me about 2-3 years ago. And then this one's pretty cool. This is Justin Mason, who this was given to me as a birthday gift by a good friend, fellow Hulk collector, TC. Thanks, TC. Really appreciate it. Love the detail in there, and I love that snaggletooth right there. That's a great effect on that. We got Aaron Lopresti and Stuart Sager. Aaron was a guy that I've talked to a lot over the years, buying Planet Hulk art and just chatting in general, and set this up a couple years ago. Thrilled with how it came out. Stuart Sager is a guy that's in the Midwest, and he's at a lot of shows I am, so I tracked him down to the show where he had some time, and he did this for me at a local Ohio show. Really love the effects on this. Love Stuart's work. Here we've got a couple really unique pieces. The one on the left there is Peter Smith from Crimson Fable Studios with Bob Allman inks. Kind of an animated take on the character. Saw some stuff in his portfolio at Heroes and decided to have him do it, and he was happy to. This is Art Balazar from All Yeah Comics. Did a commission with him, and or actually I bought a commission off of eBay and said, hey, would you be willing to include this in the package? And he did it for a fee, and really happy with how that came out. Such a unique style on that. A couple more here. We got Elliot Fernandez. Got this as part of a Doom Kicker Indiegogo reward level tier, and got that a couple years ago. Can't wait for that book to come out. We got Andrea DeVito, which he was really thrilled. Big fan of Larkin in the original piece. So he was really thrilled when I asked him to do this one. Looks like that one's creeping out a little bit. Push that back in. Jerry Taliok, another color piece. Had to get paints from Jerry because that's what he was doing. I just wanted to see it. It's kind of hard to see the paint effects, but if you look really closely, really cool. Really, really amazing. Really thrilled with this one. Jerry, if you hit him up on Facebook, he's still doing commissions as far as I understand. This one's Andrew and sorry, I messed that one up. Alessandro Michelli did this in 2021 for me. I've got a few pieces from him. Love working with him. Love his style. And the last two in the book. The one on the left there was a Christmas exchange, Secret Santa, that I won by Brett Welderly. Hopefully I didn't pronounce that wrong. And then the last one is the most recent pickup from Heroes Con this year, and it is done by Jim Rugg, who I really liked his work on the new Hulk book that he put out this year, so I had to get him in the book as well. I think that might be it. Oh, actually I got a couple by my son. A couple years ago, he likes to draw a hero, so he did a couple for me. I told him, you got to do me a full size at one point, so I'm hoping that comes down the road. And I think that's it. Thanks for listening and watching, and thanks to Bill for putting everything he does on this great channel.
Hey, and thanks to Dave for putting that together. Of course, like I said, I knew that was going to be a good one when he put that together. Oh, look, Mikhail's throwing a little bit of shade there. Much better than Jason's. Wow, that's tough, isn't it? Sorry. Hey, Jason just did it for fun to show off his new portfolio and a little bit of X-Men art as well. But at any rate, thank you to Dave for doing that. And also, Dave will be at the Columbus get-together that we've got going on in August, the 12th and the 13th. He'll be, I think he'll be there both days, and he will definitely be setting up, selling some artwork on Saturday at the meetup that we have at the hotel in Columbus. So I'm looking forward to doing that with Dave, and got to see him at Heroes for the first time when I was there. And so I'm multitasking here because I was sent a few files. So thank you to Mikhail as well. He sent me a link. I didn't check to see if that was the same link that I got from Jason or not, but I will definitely check it out. And when I write up the Friday mailing for tomorrow, I'll include the links to those as well. So anybody that wants to take a look at those folios, you can you can definitely pick up your own as well. So let's see here. What else we got going on? I should probably go over the schedule real quick, just since I mentioned Columbus there. Nothing. I haven't really changed too much. I still don't have a chat schedule. I really do feel like I'm going to take much of August off on those Tuesday nights. I mean, we'll see. I'm sure I'll throw a few interviews in here or there, but I can't really commit to anything right now. Things are still just so up in the air. I'm supposed to be driving a U-Haul on Sunday and Monday to Florida, which should be our last, but that's a little up in the air at the moment. We're still struggling to get a few things done here around the house, unfortunately. So we'll see. But at any rate, I'm trying to keep August as free as I can, just to keep working around here. And I had a couple people ask me, what is that giant board? That board is usually out in the other room. That is kind of that's our brainstorming board for Dueling Dealers. On that board are many classic sketches and bits and outlines and things I send to Anthony and Mike when I need them to film stuff separately. I storyboard everything and make notes for them, where the staging and blocking should be for stuff, since they have to shoot on a green screen. So that's what all that stuff is there. But we had to paint the walls in the other room, so I moved that into here just to get it out of the way. All right, what do we got next? Okay, so for the schedule, the only schedule I'm going to go ahead and show off is still the sales schedule. I have Dennis Cowan on this Saturday at 2 p.m. I do have all of his art. He did send me 3 pieces that were a little bit older than 20 years. So if I'm not mistaken, with some Batman work. Daryl, you might be interested in. Couple regular shows from Dueling Dealers. The next special show will be on the 15th. That will be Monday, 9 p.m. with Mickey and DJ in an amateur Dueling Dealer matchup. Then other special shows will be the 12th of September with Neil Adams' family. We'll be doing a live sale and an interview as well with Chris. We'll talk a little bit about Neil there and sell some of his artwork, some of his probably a lot of it you haven't seen before. It'll be probably some of his last stuff that he worked on. And so I'm looking forward to doing that with them. Of course, really wish we could be doing that with Neil, but I feel grateful that I was able to share some screen time with him last December. Then I did talk with Chuck Costas when I was in San Diego, and we have tentatively agreed that we were going to go on the 12th of November for the Gerhard show. So that would be the weekend before Comic Art Live. And that's a Saturday at 2 p.m. as well. So, and I did speak with Cadence. Sorry, I'm losing my voice again. I should drink some more Coke here. We haven't picked the artists that we're going to work with, but we did talk about September as the first month that we would have someone on screen. So hopefully, maybe by middle of August, I'll maybe have the September and October interviews and sales worked out with them. But, I'll keep pressing as best I can to make sure that I keep in task and we get to have some more art sales with their people. As I mentioned, we've got the Columbus get together. I've kind of sent a ton of emails out regarding this, so don't need to talk too much about it. Billy Ireland Museum on Friday, Marvel exhibit on Saturday, along with a mini CAF con at the hotel. Should be a good time. Yeah, I got to drink some more Coke. Anyway, the main thing being that I have a survey out there. So if you're going, I would appreciate it if you fill out the survey. The link is over on the Facebook event page. Just simple questions, just letting me know which events people are going to want to attend. So I know, for dinner, I need to be able to set up the proper number of people going for reservations. I'm going to use that RSVP as my guide to how many advanced tickets to buy for the Marvel exhibit. So I figure if 22 people say they're going to go, I'll probably buy 24 just on the outside chance that some people forget, because I want to try to make sure I get discount tickets for everybody who's going to be there. But it would certainly suck if like 10 people that I didn't know were going to go to the Marvel exhibit decided to show up and I couldn't get the discounted price day of. So I'll probably talk to the museum about that just in case something like that happens. But so the more people that fill out the RSVP form that is on there, the better. I think right now I've had 17 people fill it out, and confirmed Facebook people going are 28. And I think I've got another 4 or 5 that have emailed me on the side that don't use Facebook that say they're going. So right now there's probably going to be 35 art collectors in on this. And Saturday is definitely the big day for most people. Everyone wants to go to the CAF Con and everybody wants to go to the Marvel exhibit. So if you're going to go to either day, the Saturday events are probably the ones that you're going to want to go to. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be a lot of fun in Columbus. And again, but fill out the RSVP form. So you don't have a passport, Rich? That's terrible. Let's see. David said, "Oh, David, you got to see the Spidey exhibit. That's cool." Yeah, I'm envious. It looked awesome. It did look awesome. And I know, Mikhail, we're going to miss you. I'm sorry you can't make it, but I totally get it. There will be other trips in the future. Let's see. Okay, so and you're asking me to ask him about Zoe. I will do that. I will email Andrew tomorrow. So I'll ask him about Zoe. That'd be cool. And yeah, Ohio. Thank you, Jason. All right. After that, let me go ahead and let's see, move right along. A couple other things before we get to the CAF update. Sorry. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do my heritage picks for you. Nothing, I didn't really get a chance to look over everything. So I kind of just picked a few sets of artworks that I thought were cool. And I think you'll probably like them as well. Just got to get the screens lined up here for me. And like that. So let's see here. So Heritage, of course, we've talked about my relationship with them. I had dinner with Halperin over the weekend, but yeah, they are sponsoring the CAF update these days. So I'm going to keep doing these little picks of things that I like from their weekly auction. So up first, Don Newton New Gods page. So let's see, I'm still logged in. That's good. I don't have anything by Don Newton, and I'm not a big DC guy, but I loved this bottom panel. I mean, it's almost like a half splash, right? Dark Seed. I don't know which is the right terminology there, but love the machinery in this thing. And yeah, it's just a great layout. And who doesn't like a word balloon that has an arrow to make sure you go to the right next panel? I mean, come on, did they really have to do that? We know how to read a comic book, but yeah, love this bottom panel. I mean, I'd love to have this art myself just because of that piece right there. So we got that one, and I don't even know. I haven't refreshed these prices in a while. $330, so it's doubled from when I looked at it early today. Let's see where this one's at. So yeah, it's tripled since it was there. This is a Joe Kubert piece he did when he couldn't go to San Diego, so he did this sketch. So regards to the 1980 San Diego Con, Joe Kubert. Just that's a great image, isn't it? The thing is, I've actually always wanted a Joe Kubert piece, and I do have one set aside over at Mike's, so I should pick that up sometime. Great imagery though here on this one. All right, Carmen Infantino. See, I'm sticking with DC stuff here. What's going on here? Carmen Infantino, Brave and the Bold, but it features the Flash. Sorry, guys. This Benadryl stuff is killing me. Let's see. So good page here from Carmen. I like that. Next up, Ed Hannigan and Al Milgrom. I like this one for the Zipatone, but I really liked it because of this last panel. I just thought that was cool. Really nice. Kind of has a weird, kind of like a, I don't know, I was going to say like Miller with Milgram inks. It's interesting. But I like the page, and I definitely liked it because of the Zipatone and that final panel there. Next up, let's refresh this one too to see what the, price has not changed on this Al Williamson Secret Agent Corrigan strip. I have never owned anything by Al, but I would definitely like to get a piece of strip art from him when I do get something. Next up, Jack Kirby Thor commission. It's at $825 right now. Kind of like a disco Thor. I'm not quite sure what he's doing there. I don't think I could make that pose for a meme for Dueling Dealers, but a nice piece. Didn't catch the size when I was looking at it earlier. That's image size 8 by 9. All right. So smaller size than I guess we normally see for a Kirby commission, but nice nonetheless. Then Deodato Jr. This is a nice Spidey splash. I think he's being shot at by like Craven's kid or something like that at a circus. But I thought that was really dynamic. I've always liked Deodato's work, and his Spidey work is definitely pretty cool. So yeah, this one is very eye-catching. Yeah, that's a cool one. I agree. Fonzie Thor, says Mikhail. See, I like it. Ex-Village People member, says Rich Danny's. Gosh, you guys, see, I got to pay attention to the chat when I'm looking at artwork. Next up, this is just a simple one, but it's Dave Stevens. Of course, they did the Dave Stevens documentary was this weekend. Rich, I'm sure that's something you would like to see as well. So there was a lot of effort put into that, and I didn't get to see it myself, though. I heard from a lot of people that there wasn't a dry eye in the place at the end of it. So very good reviews. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it myself. Calvin did a lot of work on that, and this is from this looks like it says San Diego 93. So just a nice piece, and probably affordable for most people. So let's see, it was at $305, it's at $330. So get Dave Stevens stuff while you can. Next up here, this is a Ron Lim, Al Milgrom Infinity War page. I like this one because just so many darn heroes in it, right? You got the Fantastic Four, you got the Avengers, and you get all the X-Men in it. And it's to Dwayne. So if Dwayne is out there, you are the buyer for this page. But yeah, just really nice to get all the characters in there. Thor is looking a little too buff, but he's bigger. He is bigger than She-Hulk. That's a positive sign. Yes, very super cool page. And I agree, Rich. Haven't seen too many color ones like that. I completely agree. Last pick from the Heritage set. This is Captain Marvel page. And this is, so it's Jim Starlin and Al Milgrom inks. And on this one, I really like that top panel, of course. I mean, it's just great Thor image. And you get Thanos in there as well. Just overall, really, really nice page. There's something about the way Starlin draws Thor that I've always liked. I've seen a lot of like just character illustrations that he would do at cons, and I've always wanted to get one. But I haven't seen one in a long time. It seemed like 10 years ago you could find a Starlin character sketch on eBay every week, and you haven't seen them like you used to in the last 5 years. But I mean, I've seen it. I used to see several Thors, but now I haven't. So if one ever pops up on the market and you're not looking for it, please let me know, because I would definitely like to get one. Broken arm. All right, so there are my heritage picks for everybody. I can go ahead and close that window right now. So as everybody knows, I always follow this one up. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Red Bullet Starlin is so great. I completely agree with you there. So I get you, Rich. It did look like a broken arm. It definitely did look like a broken arm. So thank you as well, Dino. I appreciate that. So, you know, I like I've told you guys before, I appreciate the fact that Heritage sponsors everything, but it does give me that opportunity to go back and look at what they have in the weekly auction, because I tend to not pay attention since I'm not usually a buyer, but this gives me the chance to actually look at stuff before we would put it in a market report. So I do enjoy doing it. But next up, EXP. You know, we always follow the heritage stuff up with the EXP promo piece from Mr. Nick Barucci. So I know Nick has a very special show tomorrow. And as everybody knows, Nick is on the EXP channel, which you can watch on Facebook, and you can watch on Twitch, and you can watch on YouTube here as well. So it's always a good show. It's at 7 p.m., the original art experience with Nick Barucci. And it's only an hour-long show, so it's a quick one. And that's kind of what makes it fun as well, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern every Friday. So let me go ahead and play his promo here.
Everybody, this Friday, July 29th. God, I almost stumbled. At 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the Original Art Experience. Where else would I be selling original art? All right, 7 p.m. on Friday. This is a teaser. I'm so excited. I'm going to show you some beautiful art that will be available on Friday. We will have affordable art as we normally do. This art's going to be a little bit of a premium because, well, you'll see why. You guys know John Romita Jr. is one of my favorite artists. Scott Hanna inking him rocks. Let's look at what we have. Let's start over here. Let's start at the bottom. So we have the cover to Amazing Spider-Man #5 with Tombstone. You gotta love it. Then we have a few pages from Amazing Spider-Man #5, including page 14, page 17, and page 2. So I put them out of order. That's just me. Then we're going to have Silencer #5 cover by John. Now, you guys know what these covers go for. This will be at an incredibly affordable price for a John Romita Jr. cover. Then we're going to have the complete issue, and this will only be sold as a complete issue, but it will be at a premium. Free comic book day, Spider-Man #0. Check it out. Look at that beautiful artwork. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Look at that. Whoa. Check it out. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. I wonder who's in the silhouette. Uh-oh. It's Ben Reilly, and it's Madeline Pryor. This is the holy S moment of the book leading into Spider-Man X-Men crossover, the major crossover from Marvel. So it's a premium story at a premium price. And I've got one more little sneak peek. So I can't offer this just yet because the comic's not in stores. But next month, when the comic is in stores, we will be the only place you can get a complete Spider-Man issue from the new series with the cover. John has kept issues 1, 2, and 3. Scott kept issue 4. Issue 5 got broken up. Issue 6, John and Scott didn't draw. Issue 7 is right here. Issue 8, I know who bought that, who pre-bought it. And then issue 9 and up are going to be held back. So if you want a complete issue of Spider-Man this year, the experience will be the only place you can get it. So, outside of this extra teaser, this Friday, July 29th, 7 p.m., and again, we will have even more art. And I know that I said this is a teaser. This has been a long teaser. Amy is agreeing, shaking her head, telling me to shut up. So, see you Friday at 7.
Oh man, Nick, you do a great job on those promos. You really do. Like I told you, it's tough when you don't have an audience, but I love the pitch you make every week. So looks like a great show tomorrow, and a few other good shows in the future, I am sure. Chris Snork says you are leveling up, and that is for certain. So as long as Maddie slaps Scott, it's all good. That's true, Robert. All right. So we might as well get on with the calf update. We're a little ways into the show here, so I'll go through my bit quickly. Of course, I've got Chris Snork with me and his 10 picks to go along with mine as we close things out today. Robert Penn says, dynamite, of course. So and hit that like button, as Nick has been letting everybody know. And I see Bootlegging just reminded us as well to do the same thing. We got 100 people still watching the show, so I appreciate that. Let's switch over to the calf update, and I believe my son updated the video clips here for me. Yes, he did. He's got everything in here for me. They weren't there at the start of the show, but he was busy today helping me clean out the garage, so I was giving him some slack for getting his work done for me. But so this week's calf update encompasses the time period of the 18th through the 24th of July, so over San Diego. Wasn't expecting too much from sales from dealers, and that actually held true. If we look at the figures for original comic art dealers whom I track, they only recorded $185,000 in sales compared to 383 the week before, so 200,000 in drop. But of course, that is, with them and many of them in San Diego, that's not going to be an accurate figure. But I think next week what we'll see is a greatly overinflated figure, because as it turned out, Anthony Snyder was the lead seller for this period. So we know something's amiss. But the reason that happened is because Anthony was actually updating his site whenever sales were made during the show. So he was really keeping track of his sales that way. He was even adding art. He was selling art that he was picking up the show and adding it into his site and marking it as sold while it happened. And I don't think that was for this purposes, but at the end of the day, it made him be the top seller. So out of that 185,000 in sales, Anthony was at $99,215. So he was over half of the sales recorded were from Anthony. 184 sales in total. Will was second, just under 50,000. So a guy not at San Diego. And then Scott, I believe Scott probably was doing the same thing Anthony was. He was recording his sales while he was there. He has 6 recorded sales and $30,000 total. So, gosh, I mean, you look at that, 179,000. So there's only 6,000 in sales unaccounted for after you take those 3 guys out of things. So definitely everybody at San Diego, by and large, was not recording their sales. It stands, goes the reason. I mean, most people don't have the time to go in there and do that kind of stuff. So let me go ahead and show you the top 6 sales from dealers for last week. Let me go ahead and a couple of them from Anthony he didn't fill out right, so I'm gonna try to guess on those as well. So here we go. So 185,000, like I mentioned. This first piece is from Infinity Gauntlet 4, page 33. This is by Ron Lim and Joe Rubenstein, of course, and the asking price on this one was $29,000, sold by Will Gabrielle from Will's Comic Art. And this is a beauty, sold by Will as well. Asking price on this one was $20,000. This is by Felipe Massafera, if you couldn't tell. It's from X-Men Children of the Atom #1. It's a variant cover from 2021 after the Jim Lee image. And another one, this one's from Scott Eder, East Village Other Trash Man title page from Spain Rodriguez. Asking price on that one was $12,000. Now here's one from Anthony. He puts action and a question mark. So I don't know what issue this is from. I'm assuming it's Swan, but I can't tell for sure because even his image was kind of crummy. But the asking price on that one was $9,500. This one doesn't look like Swan at all. And again, he just put action number, question mark, and artist unknown, $8,000 on this one. So this was a pickup he did at the show and then sold it. If anybody knows the artist, please post it in the chat for me. And finally, another piece that Anthony picked up at the show, sold. This one was $8,000 as well. This one was by Bob Hall, and it was from Thor 330, and that was the title page, of course. So yeah, those 2 Action Comics ones. So you say he looks kind of like Wayne Boring. Yeah, I guess kind of. I didn't think that was right, but he could be. But yeah, I don't know why Anthony couldn't fill in all the details, or maybe it wasn't him that was filling in the website information. I don't know. But that's all I got from Anthony on those. So we will switch over to the auction houses. Auction houses actually did okay, not fantastic, but $291,000 in sales, and that was compared to $377,000 in sales from the prior week. eBay accounted for 143,000 of those sales, and Heritage at 147,000 in sales as well. So Rich Danny says the diaper rash prevented him from filling in all the details. That's probably true. Yeah, I don't even want to think about that. All right, let me take a look at the top 3 eBay sales and then the top 3 Heritage sales from last week. So first up, this is a really weird one. It's Peach Momoko. And the list price was $3,750 as the closing. It was actually $3,100. I'm only showing this one image. The title for the eBay auction had Thor, Jessica Jones, Peach Momoko. There were actually 2 Jessica Jones images and 2 Thor images in it. So I don't know if the person got four paintings for $3,100 or not. The listing didn't describe anything. Next up, Bo Hampton, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, number 36 cover. This one went for $3,450. And finally, Frank Quitely, new X-Men 115 page. I have the page after this one. This one sold for $3,000. Feels like a steal to me, even though there's no main characters on there. I always love that splash. I think that was Magneto at one of those top panels. So we're switching gears over here. This is now Heritage. Their number 1 sale was an Al Williamson Flash Gordon illustration, sold for $13,200. And then we've got a Joe Mad, Al Milgram Astonishing X-Men number 4 page. I featured this one last week as well. This one went for $10,200. And finally, we've got a Don Perlin, Vince Coletta, Giant Size Creatures number 1, DPS. This is pages 22, 23. Another one of those Marvel saving money things. 2 pages on 1 panel. Sold for $6,900. So it's cool seeing those, though, isn't it? That was a huge price for the Joe Man. I agree. Well, it was a good page, a very good page, and I don't know. I think everybody really liked the Astonish of all the books from that kind of storyline. The Astonishing X-Men were always my favorite, even though I was reading them after the fact. So yeah, back to the Peach Momoko thing. It was really odd. I mean, the description for the auction said Peach Momoko, original art, Marvel, Thor, Jessica Jones. But when you looked at the photographs, it had 4 photographs of totally different artworks. And the description just was almost the same thing as the title, just saying it was Thor, Jessica Jones artwork. It didn't say 2 Thors, 2 Jessica Jones. So pretty weird. But you can follow the link in the show description, which is in the description for the show. And you'll see what I'm talking about. But the Frank Quitely piece was really nice. It is the page before the one I've got. So $3,000 on that one, I think, was a good deal at the end of the day. So, all right, well, let's get on to things. I see Mr. Snork in the green room, so let me bring him into the show. Hey, Chris, how are you tonight?
Good. Yourself?
Well, not too bad. I'll tell you, this medicine stuff is kicking my butt. It's no
I can
fun.
tell you're crumbing.
I am. Well, it's just got me all just messed up. Because I'm taking everything. It's like I've got this big jar of cream. This is cream for the bee stings, everybody. No joke, Market.
whatever you say, Bill.
Yes, exactly. And then got another one. Everybody's like, you got to do this. You got to try this. So Maureen's, and then I'm getting scolded by Maureen's mom. She's like, you should have went to the hospital. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm not gonna die. But it's just
you might lose the leg, but you won't die.
I know. I might lose. Yeah, I'll tell you, the one foot looks pretty bad. They got inside my shoe. They couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm running, and they got inside my shoe, and I flipped the shoe off, and there were like 4 in there, and I was so mad.
It's not funny, but it's pretty funny.
Oh, geez. I'll tell you, it was better to happen to me because it was a job that I gave to my daughters while I was away. Because it was just like, this is an easy one for you. Pull the weeds and just pour the bag of mulch in that spot. So I got home. They hadn't done it. Maureen wanted me to. She's like, stay away from everybody. You just came back from San Diego. Work outside. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So it's better that it happened to me than it happened to my daughters.
Yeah.
But anyway, so nice to see you. Too bad you couldn't make it to San Diego. It was a good time.
Yeah, I've never been. I have to get there one of these days.
Well, it was definitely a good show, and I actually got the selfie that Mikhail and Aranga took with Anthony, so I'm going to work that in there. It's classic.
I saw a great one with Albert. That was
That one was a good one too. Oh yeah, actually, I won't show it. I'll work that into my slideshow. But yeah, there was what were you mean with the frowny face?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was here. Maybe I should show that one because that was
it's a really good picture.
Yeah, here, let me get this thing out here. It's over here. Yeah. You could just zoom in on Albert's face.
I did. It's
Oh, you
classic.
did? Here we go. I got it right here. Look at this. Look at that face.
Yeah. He looks like a Kirby character.
He does, kind of, doesn't he?
That's
so funny.
yeah.
Look at that. So there you go. There's Aranga, there's Marcus, and there's Mikhail in his Spider-Man costume. But yes, classic moment. Look, he looks better from farther away. He looks even angrier.
At first, I didn't know what Mikhail was wearing. I thought he had gotten a sleeve done since I saw him last. But because
right.
Pattern on his arm, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No, that was that is great. I know in my picture with Albert, he's smiling, so he looks like he's having a good time.
The many faces of Moy.
The many faces of Moy. I like that. Yeah, there you go. James Henderson said Moydoc. I still have to make that T-shirt. Everybody, I'm going to put Moydoc on a shirt and just have it say next on it. It's on my to-do list. It's going to happen. What else? Anyway, so let's get on with our picks here tonight, Chris. You've got a good set of picks, many of which wouldn't have been on my list. So it's a very different set, I think.
All right. I thought you did a good job last week. I watched the show. I thought you did just fine on your own.
No, I hated it. Well, it's interesting because, when I'm doing the show, I didn't really realize how much I don't feed off of it, but you get little prompts from the audience and what they're talking about. And
Sure.
It kind of helps me move along. I just found myself like having these, pauses all the time where as I'm moving to things, and I realized it's because I didn't have that interaction. So I was very uncomfortable. I realized after about 15 minutes. So yeah, what are you going to do? All right, here I got it. Sorry, I've got too many windows here again, as always. But let me get your set here, right there, and all right, here we go. All right, I'll do my like on this one. So this is in. Make sure I got it right. Robert Saucier. This is Punks, the comic issue number 4, covered by Cody Chamberlain.
So this is obviously a mixed media piece. I really liked the crumpled scotch taped gig poster effect, while at the same time also being obviously a McFarlane homage. So just a really cool mix of influences and a cool mix of media. And while it looks digital, I don't believe it is, which I always appreciate too, because if something is tight enough to look digital and then you find out that it's not, I feel like that's an impressive feat.
I agree. Yeah, I thought this was an interesting pick as well. I mean, now is there anything else on the site by Cody? I'm just kind of curious. No, that's not. That's yeah. There we go. Okay, so not always a mixed media artist.
Yep.
Interesting. All right. Let me close that one out there. Go back to this. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And
unique for sure.
Yeah, quite. As the Mr. Easy Go Lucky. John. Is Mr. Easy Go Lucky's name is John. You can call him that if you want. I met Mr. Easy Go Lucky at San Diego. It was very nice. And Michael Wygant, got to meet Michael there as well. I mean, it's a long list of people that I got to meet there, but
that's awesome.
It was completely awesome. And like I said, the cool thing was just the number of people who kind of enjoy this stuff and aren't art collectors that tune in just because they're interested in it, but haven't started buying yet or are just starting to buy. So I talked to 4 guys who are have 6 or 8 pieces in their collection who've been holding off starting calf galleries. We hear that all the time. It's like I don't want to put my stuff up there because it doesn't compare. I'm like, please Get
Pick
going.
one piece.
Share your artwork. We want to see it. All right. So next up, this is in Josh G's calf gallery, and some Molina Spider-Man. I can't click on it because it's a smaller image, but very, very cool.
Yeah. I wish it was bigger too, because obviously there's a lot to love here, a lot to pour over. Jorge Molina's a killer. We all know him, I feel like, more as a Batman artist. So one of the reasons I picked this was because it's not a Batman subject. It's Spidey. And this is the weirdest reason to pick this. I loved the boot, the sole of that boot that's like right up in your face. Like, just what a cool like idea, like slash design element. We've all seen Spidey swinging through New York before with the pigeons and the cloud. Like, that's kind of a trope at this point. But I don't know, that boot, the sole of that boot just killed me. I loved it.
Nope, same thing. When I pulled it up to see what you had picked, that's the first thing that my eye was drawn to. I'm like, damn it. And I couldn't really look at anything else but the sole of
Yep, it's just a cool idea.
I agree. I loved it a lot. And then you look at the other one and you can kind of see, he's basically carrying the same ridges and everything over to the other one. So yeah, I felt the exact same way.
Yeah, Hitch has become known for like Batman's boot. So I think, maybe Molina could be known for Spidey's boot.
There you go. But yeah, that's a really, really nice image. And you're right. I mean, if we could see it in a larger scan, that would be better, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Josh G. Okay, member since 2016. I can't say I've been in their calf gallery before, so I'll leave that open for later. So this is Santo Alijo's collection. Sergio Tappi.
Yeah, I put up, I think three, maybe four Topi pieces this week, and yeah, I mean they're all worthy of being selected for sure. I just really enjoyed the composition on this piece. It doesn't matter to me that this is like a historical image or whatever it might be. He brings something so incredible to whatever subject he's illustrating. The different patterns he's working with here, the different textures. Yeah, exactly. Just even in that one long coat, it's otherworldly. He's amazing.
Yeah, no, this is gorgeous. I mean, I can't get it. I've always enjoyed his work, but you see a piece like this, and it, again, it's just such a mixture of inking styles in here to create this image. But that's kind of his signature, right? I mean,
it is absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is a gorgeous piece. So
yeah, the level of like visual interest here is just off the charts, in spite of the fact that it's a somewhat boring subject, right? I mean, it's two guys standing watching over a guy who's sitting writing with a quill. I mean, this is not exciting stuff. It's not like the X-Men fighting it out with the Freedom Force, right?
Right, exactly. But again, this was like many other picks. I kind of overlooked this one. I did see it, but no, great pick as always. All right, now T-Shen, I think we heard that name earlier in something. So this is John Byrne, Hulk versus Fantastic Four piece, and yeah, I can click on that one. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is Byrne near the top of his commission game for sure. And obviously a subject that he's passionate about, in spite of the fact that he's illustrated the FF for a very long time. You can tell that he still like gets a bang out of this. He loves the characters. He's also definitely by all accounts a Hulk fan. So just a great idea, like a concept for a commission. I've seen him do this subject like a number of times, the FF taking on the Hulk, and like I think literally every single one I've seen has been an absolute like banger.
Yeah, no, nobody really, well, I love the way Byrne drew the thing. He just puts a lot of interesting detail in the way he draws the hands and the rocks that make up the thing. It's just I think, like you said, he definitely had an affinity for the characters.
Right.
He did the Fantastic Four book for a while, and the Hulk book. So no, this is it's a great image. Was it dated? I don't even recall if.
Yeah, it's he did the like if you zoom in on the signature, he did the like Roman numerals. I want to say on the
MMX.
Although I can't see it.
Is that
2010?
I think, yeah, 2010. So no, great. It's a great image. That's a cover quality, cover worthy
sure.
image there. So congrats to T-Shen on that one. All right, and switch over here. Speaking of Joe Mad and Tim Townsend, this one is in the collection of James S. Congratulations, James, on Kenny X-Men 325 page with inks by Tim Townsend.
Yeah, so this was for me, ironically sort of a nostalgia pick because I'm not an X-Men fan, but there have been like short periods wherein I was reading the X-Men, and this was one of them. So largely due to Joe Madureira being on art chores at the time. That bottom left panel, like that's the whole jam for me. Like
Right.
Colossus is gonna whip Wolvie at somebody. So if you get a page with a fastball special on it, I feel like your days as an X-Men collector are basically, you did your job.
Oh yeah, no. When I looked at the page, same thing. I was drawn right to that. I mean, the action in the first two panels is cool, but you get a fastball special like that. I mean, the size difference is crazy, but it doesn't matter, right? Between the Colossus and Wolverine. I mean, Colossus, if you stood them up side to side, Wolverine's not up to his thigh. But but it's okay. I love it. I've always loved Joe Mad's style, and yeah, I mean this is a fantastic piece. So congratulations, man, to James. I mean, his collection, his X collection, continues to.
It does, and even from a legitimate like art standpoint, that facial expression in the second panel is really for Joe Mad is tip top. Like that's a very expressive face for him. And then the bottom right panel, that positive negative action he's got going in that final panel is really nice too and very effective.
No, I agree. So yeah, great pickup as always.
Marrow is really, really lame though. Really, really lame.
Really?
Yeah, Marrow's awful.
I wasn't reading really in that period, so it never really didn't really hold a lot for me either. Now, wait, no, I should have said this wasn't Benno's collection. I just wanted to double check that. And we got James Jean piece here.
And I think Benno showed this on his CAF interview as well.
He did.
Apologies for the repeat, but I think that something like this bears repeating. I'm trying really hard not to be enraged at James right now. I'm pushing it down. So yeah, obviously, we know James Jean for his paintings, but underneath all those paintings are these gorgeous, incredibly well orchestrated and illustrated pencil drawings. And Benno is the lucky recipient in this case. And he had a great story with these pieces too, how he'd been after one for a while and finally got lucky. I love those kinds of stories. And what do you really say about James Jean? He's a modern master.
No, he is. He's somebody I've always wanted to get something from, and it just never. The stuff that comes up on the market just doesn't. It's not there long. It's always picked up really quickly, and
regardless of the price
or the content. In many ways, right? I mean, you just want to own something by him, and yeah, I mean, and something like this. I mean, it wouldn't. I guess it's kind of fantasy-ish, I guess. So I'd probably would have been into it, but I'd just be happy with anything from James Jean.
I agree.
And, this is a very, very nice piece. Hey, and James did let you know that Marrow could beat the Thing.
That's why I was so enraged.
All right. That's what I thought. But
how deeply wrong someone can be.
I thought this was great when Benno showed it before, but it is fantastic. It really is. And I look forward to the day when I actually can get a piece from James. If it's just funny because you really just don't see the dealers don't get those pieces. I mean, stuff like this probably comes from another collector, right? I mean, I would have to assume anyway.
I think Benno said he got this right from James, but it was back in the day. It was it was back in the day when that was still a thing that was conceivable.
Well, lucky for Benno.
Yeah. And, persistence pays off.
That is very true. All right. So we got, Daryl R. We've got a Sean Gordon Murphy. We get to like on here. Batman Curse of the White Knight, Azrael cover. Dang.
This is also like a little bit of a nostalgia pick for me because I've always been a sucker for Azrael because of the costume design
Mhm.
that which this isn't, but it is obviously like, still loosely based on that kind of like Knight's End era, or the Casada Nolan, Denny O'Neil era Azrael. So the hood and the like segmented cape and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
I picked this because I've always loved this character design so much. And I think, Sean Gordon Murphy, one of the best things he does in his kind of Murphy-verse Batman comics is the way he applies his own style to these concepts or these characters or their designs, but they remain like instantly recognizable as who they are and kind of where they came from.
Yeah, this is I picked an Azrael piece as well from Daryl's collection. So but yeah, this is killer. I mean, I love Sean's work. And yeah, this is I don't like being that close to it. There we go. That's better. Just compositionally, it's great. Everything, it's just pure Sean, like you said.
Yeah.
And nope, love it. Absolutely love it. Huh. Yeah. See,
People are ganging up on me in the comments though.
I know I saw that. Toad could be the things, says Marcus. Yep. I see. I started so I wouldn't miss it. There you go.
It's all right.
Yeah. Yep.
They know they're
Okay. Next, that's as Albert would say. So Robert Riley, Dr. Bob. All right. So let me get this on here. So this is Kenneth Rocafort piece, and let me we can zoom in on that one. Dang, that's really cool.
Yeah, I just love the 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 painterly technique that he has going here. So it's it's over a penciled and I think partially ink drawing, but then painted on top of that, and it's very there's a high level of like light and shade, and so like he's playing back and forth between the two, and then also obviously in the composition too. I don't know anything about the character, I apologize, but there's clearly like a duality here in the face, which he divided with the lack of hair in the front. I just think this is a really like effective one. It's an effective character design, like a well executed image, but I just love the colors that he picked too.
Right. Well, that's the thing that strikes me the most is the colors in here, because even the grays are this light, brilliant color. I mean, you get it with the yellows. I mean, everything about it. It's just so. It's almost like it's faded, right? But
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting choice of palette, because every color used here, it has that kind of faded quality. The blues, the oranges that are in there. So, but yeah, it's very interesting, and I don't know the character either. But Dr. Bob.
I think he's kind of underrated. Like I really like what Rockford does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, without question. Let's see. Very distinct mark making, says Chuck Arnold, and amazing colors, says Andrew Gorlick. All right. Robert Riley's character's name is Stella Griffin. All right. From the.
I believe that's the owner.
From the Indigo. All right.
Hey, Dr. Bob.
Yes. Dr. Bob is in the audience. Awesome. Nice to see you. Bob, were you at San Diego? Because I didn't see you. I wasn't in Mark K's booth that long, but I know that you usually would pop over there and hang out, but I never ran into you if you were there. So I apologize for that. Is it, and just as a question, since Bob is in the audience, he's asking, Tim is asking if it's colored pencils. It does say mixed media. So
I mean, I think there's colored pencil in here, but that can't all be colored pencil.
No, it's. I was thinking it looks more painterly, or even some copious.
Yeah.
So okay, and you weren't at the at San Diego this year. Well, then that explains why I didn't see you. But great pickup here. All right, let's see. We got a couple more here from Chaikin Dude next. I would have picked this one because. It was just, even as a thumbnail, it kind of blew my mind to see that thing from Norm Brayfogle here. But let's see if I can go in on that. I mean, it's trippy, just it's just crazy. I mean, I love this piece.
And like, how better to illustrate like the the absolute like anarchy, the the madness of the character, right? that's really the coolest thing about this. I mean, yeah, it's Norm Brayfogle, and he's unquestioned master at illustrating these Batman characters for sure. But that background just like it sings in this case. It's so cool.
Oh, look, Andrew Gorelick is Chaikin, dude.
Whoa.
And, chased this one for years. Wow, that's
nice score, Andrew.
Yeah, this one's gorgeous. I mean, it really is. It's a trading card. See, I didn't even realize that. Let's see. So, his trading card was printed in '96, drawn in '95. So you were after this one for a while. Is that true, Andrew? I mean, how it was on your want list for a long time. I imagine you probably knew where it was and were just waiting for the right opportunity to pick it up. But yeah, this thing is crazy good. I mean,
yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. No, yeah, this would have been mine if you hadn't picked it. It was one of the ones I had set aside.
And I think actually Rich made a good comment. We know the background's analog, right? But is it zip? I think it's partially zip, and then maybe he added ink.
I don't know. That's hard to tell.
Well, regardless, it's perfect.
Oh, there you go. He waited for 15 years to come on the market again. Persistence does pay off sometimes. Oh, look at that. Andrew said it's zip-a-tone above and drawn below.
Okay.
Interesting. All right. Cool.
So to like establish the pattern, he used the zip and then he like extended it with. Very cool.
Yeah. See, I still can't really discern that. I don't know. How'd you pick that out, Chris?
Well, the tightness of the like geometric shapes over his head is the main thing, because like that seems, those little diamonds seems like difficult to execute. Like, wow. For some, I mean, it would be difficult for me. It would be impossible for me.
That's why I was super,
it just seemed extra clean to me, like to the point where, and it's not digital because it's too early.
Right. Exactly. No, well, I mean, it's an amazing effect. That is for sure. I think I'm getting it now that he said that. I can see it. But all right, cool. Well,
but
Andrew,
you can also definitely see portions where it's not, right? Like where he's stretched it on the left.
Right.
And on the right, you can actually see where he's gone like over the border for the image, like the blue line for the image. Yeah. So it just looked like he had like laid something down and then like built off of it.
Right. No, I am beginning to see it now. But very, very nice. And congratulations, Andrew. I mean, that's 15 years is a long time to wait for a piece of art to come up, but I'm sure you were all in when the opportunity came about for you to pick it up. So that's
very cool.
We love to hear those stories. All right, so this is in Fred Dillon's collection, and we've got, let me highlight this. All right, and click on it there. So a Shazam page.
I know I've picked Doc Shaner before. And actually, it may have even been from this book. No, I think it was a Johnny Quest piece. Anyway, yeah. I just really love how he illustrates the more, I guess, cartoony characters. So in this case, like a CC Beck, more CC Beck style Shazam. He also has, I know from like reading his blog and things like that, he has a huge affinity for the characters. And I think that comes through. For me, it's all about that expression and that middle panel on the bottom. He's kind of got that like smirking wink as he like, rips apart the robot and starts hammering on it. That's just like Captain Marvel in a nutshell for me.
No, it's a very nice page. And I
think if you click on the arrow, Bill, I think this is actually a 2-pager.
Shoot. I didn't even go to look at the other one because
yeah. And that image of Talkie Tawny in the airplane is top notch. I love it.
Shoot. I wish I would had that earlier. That panel right there is amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't think I looked at, because I'm not familiar with Doc Shaner's work. I know that I said that the last time, but this time for sure I'm going to set this page aside and do some searching on CAF to see other work there. But yeah, let's see. How did they write this up? 18 and 19. I'm just curious because I think in the description I thought it only said one. Doesn't mention it's like 18.
Yeah, I initially thought so too, and then luckily I realized my mistake.
Well, I'm glad you did, because I would never look. This I like this page better than the other page. I mean, it's just so cool. All right. Well, congratulations on the pickup here to Fred. Thank you for sharing that on CAF. The cool thing, San Diego is always really unique. That after the show after San Diego is honestly the show where we always get the most artwork posted. The CAF. I mean, we probably had about 800 more artworks posted in the week following San Diego than normal. And that was even better than Heroes. I think Heroes.
That's a significant margin too.
Yeah. I'm always surprised, because, like I say, but I know I see people post on Facebook, and they've got their haul, and they've got like 20 pages of art they picked up while they were at San Diego.
Wow.
I don't know how, I don't know how. Well, the thing is, I guess early in my collecting career, I would probably walk away with about at least a dozen pieces of art every time I went there. But I had a bigger budget back then. But so sorry,
like a Chad Michael Close scenario.
Yes, exactly. But oh, there you go. Look at this. Tawny could beat the thing.
That is true. He actually could. Because every character in DC could beat every character in Marvel, and it doesn't matter which one.
Oh man. Let's see. Traditionalist ones. Let's see. You just sent us a super chat. Thank you for that. These drawings are outstanding. Just imagine if they were in color. I wanted to ask, did you two like the Comic-Con reveals? I didn't pay too much attention to the Comic-Con reveals while I was at the show. I've been trying to catch up since I got back to Ohio, and have not done a good job at that either, just because of the work around here. But
I saw some interesting stuff. I'm kind of excited to see Capullo and McFarlane take on Batman Spawn again. That should be fun.
Yeah, that's true. That I thought would be pretty cool. I mean, Todd says Capullo is the best Spawn artist, probably after himself, right? I think it's probably what the quote would have been. But
what a bold statement, Todd.
But I'm still getting caught up though, traditionalists. I hate to say it, but I just wasn't able to follow too much stuff. I've been too dang busy. But
there's a lot of movie announcements, that's for sure.
There were, and I don't know. I do try to watch all the trailers as I can. I don't think I've seen them all, but I'm interested in the She-Hulk just because I think it'll be interesting in one way or another. But everybody seemed to like that Black Panther trailer, and I just wasn't blown away by it. I hate to say it.
Well, our own Ron Lim did a very good job on his social media of kind of cataloging what he saw and what he thought about things. So if you don't follow Ron Lim on Instagram, you should check him out.
That's true. Or Facebook. You can friend him on Facebook. He did put a lot of updates there as well. I didn't get to see him. I skimmed through it just to see the photos, but he was in Hall H all day. I think Alan Hamilton was in Hall H all day too, if I'm not mistaken. Those are I could never do that. Watching, you have to sit in line for literally like 24 hours just to get in there the next day. I don't know how they do it. I mean, we went out to dinner and you just see that line for like a mile of people with their lawn chairs and whatever else they've got. And then you have to sit in Hall H for 10 hours.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah. That's commitment, but you got to do it once. I guess that's probably the way most people look at it. Oh, Jeff said he did it too.
Wow.
Right. So Ian said he loved the trailer for Wakanda. I don't know. I mean, I watched it. It didn't move me. I was hoping it would be, I don't know. I wasn't hoping anything, but Black Panther was probably one of my favorite Marvel movies, along with like Iron Man #1. So I just had, I guess, different expectations out of the trailer. I'm sure the movie's going to be very good, but and I still haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder. I hate to tell everybody that. But people have been telling me it's not good, and I'll be honest, I didn't like the last Doctor Strange movie really at all. Did you see it, Chris?
I did. I liked the Sam Raimi-isms.
Yeah,
that's kind of where it stopped for me.
Yeah, the story was it all just seemed so forced. Nothing. I just wasn't happy about it. So I'm very apprehensive about the direction of the Marvel movies. I mean, we're going to go see most of them anyway because we want to, but
maybe that's the problem.
Right. They just think they can put anything out there. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not. We're talking about art here, and so we don't
Yeah, sorry.
talk about movies. But that's
Digression.
my personal feeling is that I'm a little disappointed. I'm waiting for something to kind of hit me, as if it's kind of got some cool, inspiring kind of creativity in it, whether it's in the writing or the acting or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just haven't seen it in a while. I mean, and my kids have said the same thing. So if my 17-year-old, my 19-year-old, kind of feel the same way. I mean, they
on
hated
some level, that's the target audience, right?
Right. We walked out of the Doctor Strange movie, and both my daughters said they hated it.
Wow.
I mean, and they love Doctor Strange. They love Benedict as Doctor Strange, but it's just like they were like, gosh, it was just like a terrible movie. And I'm like,
well, I'm and this is a weird thing, but Kang is my favorite Marvel villain, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Kang. So that's
agree.
kind of my bright spot.
Their Pop Sequentialism says Guardians is the one he's excited for, and Ron Lim does say that he thinks that the Wakanda Forever will be amazing. So my fingers are crossed. I hope so too. I just want to see some kind of something interesting happen. So haven't gotten that in a while. So let me switch over to my picks here.
James, Kang can beat the Thing, and I acknowledge that. Okay.
Oh man, there's
Hulk, however, cannot.
That's right. There's no love for the Thing tonight. I don't get it.
Nah, that's all right. I'm used to it. He's used to it, more importantly.
Oh man, let's see. Get my screens moved around here. There you go. And Comic Art Boss says that lots of things in comics can't be translated well into the big screen. Also, when there is too much quantity, quality may be compromised. Yeah, I mean, that's what I feel. I actually, I like the Hawkeye show, for instance, on Disney Plus, and I did like Loki as well. I mean, I like them more than the movies, which is just weird. That's not what I was really expecting. I like the What If series as well. I thought that was really well done.
What If I think is maybe the best thing that they've done for TV.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I mean, it was not anything that I was expecting, and maybe that's why I really enjoyed it. Like you go in, okay, I go to see a Doctor Strange movie. I'm kind of expecting to see the same, something as good as the first one, and so it's easy to be let down. But like, What If? I had no preconceived ideas what was going to be in there. So. Yeah. All right. Stop talking about TV.
Here we go. Your picks.
My picks. So we're going to start off with another piece from Daryl. Get this screen.
I love this one too.
Yeah. I was. I could have picked either one as well. So it's good that you picked the one that you did. I'm picking this one by Roger Robinson and James Pasco. We all know James. He does. He does some work for Cool Lines for the logo and stuff replacement things that he does. But James is a very nice guy. We've interviewed him on the show before. But yes, I got to make this smaller so I can see the whole cover. So yeah, I just again, not a big DC fan, but I just really thought this was a really cool, well done cover. I love the inks on it as well. I mean, the action lines on it, everything's kind of pulling us into the center. I mean, all the spears help too, but just a really, really cool image. I mean, I don't know what the story is behind this. The bondage, I don't know if it's been said in the chat. Nope, I'm the first.
Marcus probably knows.
Yeah.
Why is this guy tied up, Marcus?
Yeah, why? Exactly. But yeah, I really dug the layout on the cover, and it's kind of classic for that period, and I really liked it. And
I love the angles. I like that Azrael's like striking through the entire cover, and then you have the spears coming down like at opposing angles. It's a nice way of like highlighting the subject.
Yeah, so that's the one where the original is much better than the colored version. But yeah, very, very awesome piece, and Daryl's collection continues to get better as well. So Daryl is also in Vegas, so another person who I'll be letting down at the end of September by not going there. But nice pickup for him. Another one, considering he had the Sean Gordon Murphy pickup as well. So this is Mikhail's piece, Primordial. Shimizu. Help me with this one. Yuko, do
Shimizu.
it for me. Shimizu. Sorry. This thing is just, it's so cool. It's like a woodcut.
Wonderful.
I mean, I just love the style of the illustration, and I don't need to really know anything about the story. I mean, I just love this thing as a piece of art. I love the fact that it's the inking is superb. It fills the page. It's just, I mean, it makes me. I can kind of craft my own story around the image, but I want to see the color. See, that's pretty cool. I like the half tone on there. It's
a great color treatment.
That really is really, really well done. And we don't say that too often when we see the colors for a piece. But dang, Mikhail, this is a great one.
Yeah, I really got a kick out of the contrast and line quality on this. You know, the capsule and the monkey as opposed to the explosion are really almost bordering on like it looks like two different people illustrated this.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I'm trying to read through the chat at the same time. Ian said he loved.
Don't bother. It's just people bagging on the thing.
They love this one. Felix unboxed it, and let's see this. What was it? James said it's the origin of monkeypox. Come on, James. James is having too much fun in the chat tonight. But it is. It's a gorgeous illustration, and the thing is, I love the heavy line work in here. Right? I mean, there's. And by that I mean it's just not fine line, fine detail. I love the fact
it's the weight,
the weight of the lines. Even in the monkey, you start thinking that it's fine lines, but if you look at it, they really aren't. They're all very heavily drawn, and that's a lot of confidence. I mean, if you're gonna draw with a thick line like that, you really know that you're gonna execute it perfectly, because that takes a heck of a lot of moxie to carry a line weight like that. So, wow, very, very.
Arnold likes to say mark making, which is a nice phrase.
That is true. Mark making. Monkey beats thing. Oh boy,
sure does.
Exactly. There you go. Tim says it reminds me of the Silver Age Death of Superman cover. Yeah, I guess at least from an angle.
Okay, yeah,
sure. Solid inking, says Red Bullet. So yeah, I completely agree. Mikhail, Mikhail has such a great original art collection. So this just is,
he's got excellent taste.
He does. He does. I got the tour while I was there, and just getting to see which artworks he chose to hang on the walls. I mean,
I'm jealous.
It's got the Sienkiewicz painting. The Superman was much larger than I envisioned. I thought it was going to be more like 11 by 17. It's much larger than that.
He showed that, I think, like way back when on his interview, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Mikhail was one of our earliest interviews, actually. I'm not even sure how the lead, before I knew Mikhail at all. I mean, he got referenced over, and he was probably one of the first 5 people that we interviewed.
Probably his IMDb credit.
That's probably true.
I bet that was it.
I forgot about that. Were you the one that pointed that out here?
Yeah, I had to find a photo of him for his digital tombstone, and I tripped over it when I was looking for a picture.
All right. Well, congratulations to Mikhail for that pickup. So I'm switching over here to Tyler T, their collection. So this is a Hellboy by Mark Laszlo. And with this one, again, I just love the trippy background in it, really, and I just again love the line work in here. Just a great composition, fun image with Hellboy smoking.
Yeah, I like how it's got almost like a folk art or like children's book illustration quality to it, and definitely with the the trippy, bendy, drippy houses in the background certainly adds something to that. And I feel like that's so characterful too at the same time, because I mean, so many of Hellboy's or so many of those Mignola stories are a kernel of a folk tale that he just decided to like, well, what if Hellboy was a part of this, or like tripped in on this scenario.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. This is really nice pickup, Tyler. Tyler's got a really great collection going on.
Another guy with crazy great taste.
Yep. Nope. I completely agree. If you haven't visited Tyler's calf gallery, you really need to. Mark Laszlo, though, I'm not familiar. Sorry, I just want to see how many pieces are here on calf. 41.
I'm just laughing at Victor Bracamontes there.
That's no regular cigarette. That's why everything looks so trippy in the
That's
back.
why Hellboy's very straight up and down. We're seeing this through Hellboy's vantage.
Now I understand. Now I
Mhm.
understand. That's no cigarette. All right. Well, very nice piece, Tyler. Congrats on that one. Let's see, what do we got next here? Oh, yeah, that's right. I picked this Frazetta.
Oh, this is great.
I mean, that isn't that a great image? Just that first panel is fantastic. But man,
Wow.
well, it's all fantastic. It's just one hit after another. Now, what year was this? Let me see here. This was for 1953, and it's from a Ace McCoy strip, which I'm not
I
familiar.
love how sharp and dark the female character is, and how kind of like blurry and like inconsequential the male characters are.
That's funny. I didn't really notice that.
Even that last panel, right? Like she's very like defined, and he isn't.
Yeah, that's
It's got to be deliberate. It's for
yeah, I was
Zara.
going to say the same thing. It has to be deliberate, but I wonder why.
We'll have to ask.
We would have to ask him, yes. But no, I agree. I mean, early Frazetta like this. I mean, look at the line work in this guy's face.
Yeah,
I mean, that is just. I mean, it's beautiful. It's like looking at like Roberge's fine line work. It's just so intricate there. And I mean, dang. I mean, look at just the hairy knuckles on this guy are cool.
Yeah, like a Mr. Hyde vibe.
Yep. Well, and I forgot, I didn't say who got this. Oh, Ron Sonnenthal. See, like I say, a lot of times I don't pay attention to the owner of the artwork. I just pick the artworks that I like. So Ron's got an amazing collection. I think anybody on Cap, I'd say they have an amazing collection. But Ron's he's been around on Cap for a long time. Has a good eye.
Yeah, well, that's a big grab. I mean, that's a beautiful strip.
Marcus said that was Albert's face. And Robert, you look at that. I love Frazetta's signature right there. Look at that. That is
yeah, it's a drawing. That's totally Dr. Bob nailed it there.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, he designed how he wrote his name. I mean, that's how much more deliberate can you be?
Yeah, this is great. I mean, I'll never own one, but I could look at these things all day. So congrats to Ron on that pickup. He said
his first Frazetta, Rick Welch says. That's awesome, man. That's a humdinger to start with.
I'd be happy right there. Because I look at Frazetta's career and I would, as much as being a sci-fi fantasy guy, I'd love to get a barbarian with a sword or something like that, but it really wouldn't matter. I mean, I'd be happy to own anything that Frazetta.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, if he wrote to Dr. Bob's point, if he wrote his name on something, I'd be like, I'm good with that.
Right, exactly.
Like there's an Alex Toth letter on eBay right now, and I've been like, that's a good Toth. I could deal with that. Like I love his writing.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree. Frazetta could definitely beat the thing. Oh boy,
Kennedy.
The thing's getting no love tonight at all. Oh boy. But thank you, Ron, for sharing that one on CAF. All right, so this next up, this is an Andy Worst collection. Andy is known for his Spider Pig collection, of course, but he has a lot of other things that interest him. So this is a Bill Sienkiewicz. Okay, the movies cover. So this is like, I like this one here. So
we have Arnold and
got all the baddies in there, but
kind of an agnostic Batman though. That's not a Clooney or
I was thinking the same thing when I looked at it. I couldn't figure out, well, which one is he?
Yeah, it's a pretty Sienkiewicz-y Batman face.
So Bill's cheating on that one, but
I mean that's nobody's Joker either. That's his Joker for sure.
Right. Well, but I like the colors in this one. I mean, the palette's just kind of weird. It's in Sienkiewicz usually. He's always very experimental, even to this day. But yeah, I just like this. It's kind of like the steel tones in here. I mean, it's not like he's not trying to pop with super dynamic, brilliant colors, and it's not muddy like like sometimes you'll see in paintings like this. So I don't know. I just thought like the palette on it, and
It's cool, and he also used the color as a like technique to highlight the differences between which characters appeared in which movies.
Sure.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, nope, I agree there. Kilmer, no, I don't know. I don't think that does it look like Kilmer to you, Chris? I'm not sure. I mean,
it's Savage to me.
There you go. So let's see. I don't see Tommy Lee Jones in Two-Face.
A little bit. I think if you look at the human portion of the face, I see little Tommy Lee Jones in there.
Right. But all the other, well, yeah, you're right. Joker, Two-Face.
Some of them are dead on. Like, that's definitely Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy there.
Right.
And Jim Carrey is the Riddler for sure.
DeVito is Penguin.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, whatever. At the end of the day, well, we all know Sienkiewicz is great at likenesses, though. I mean, he's
absolutely. I mean, if he wanted them to look like the character, they would.
Yeah, without question. So you never know what the main. Was this a published piece? Yeah. Okay. The Batman image from this piece was used as a cover for the trade paperback book called Batman the Movies. Apparently, there were copyright issues for the complete cover to be published. The image must have been scanned and overlaid because, well, there you go, because they cropped out everything else.
That makes me wonder then too. Like, were there image rights issues? Like, did he knowingly, wittingly paint some of those characters not to look like the actor?
That might, yeah. You know what? That may be, because you look at those two images right there, and they definitely crop out everybody else.
Yeah,
interesting. The legal side of original comic art,
so fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk more about that.
Well, we can bring Michael Lovitz in to have a nice long conversation.
I imagine that would be not suicide-inducing whatsoever.
Oh man! All right, moving right along. This is a Joe Palmer piece. This is
I almost picked this.
Casey Andrews. Is that right? Casey Andrews. I want to double check her. Casey Andrews collection. Yeah, I thought this was just cool. I'm not. I'm not very familiar. I've seen Palmer's work before, but I'm not too hip on it. But I just love this thing. I love the perspective on it. I love that how it's just wrapping right around Spider-Man right there. I love all the distorted character of Spidey, but even the figures that are just enjoying seeing him thwip his way through the city. So yeah, I love this image. I mean, it's just so cool, and I love the style of the characters. I mean, the way that the buildings are rendered. I mean, they're just kind of blocky fun. I mean, everything about this illustration is just it's just fun. I mean, it makes me smile. I love this piece of art.
Yeah, it's got that, like, the buildings and the civilians in particular have that kind of like earlier Jim Mahfood feel, like the kind of street art almost feel to them. But he's got this really, like, effective, like, valley through the middle of the image where he puts Spidey and the kind of sound effect, which I think is a great technique.
Yep. Nope. I totally agree. Let's see. Totally in love with Joe Palmer's work. When I saw his most recent batch of commissions come out, I hoped this one was mine, and it was. So yeah, isn't that kind of fun? When you see, because I know a lot of times, the artists are posting their commission works, especially when they're doing batches of them, and it's got to be agonizing sometimes. You see certain things get posted, and you hope that one's yours, but then you might see one that's not. It's I don't know. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I waited like a couple of months to find out. So I saw Daniel Warren Johnson. I was able to commission him on his previous list.
Sure.
And he posted a Mandalorian, and I had requested a Mandalorian. But even in the very beginning, Felix had said, "I think you're the second Mandalorian that was requested." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So when he posted it, I already knew that there was more than one person who had asked. And so I'm like sitting and waiting to find out. And Felix didn't know either. He goes, "I don't know until he sends them to me. He writes your name on the back."
Oh.
And so finally he got it. And Felix was cool enough. Like, when he got the commissions, he was like, "That one was yours." And he sent me a scan. So.
And it was the one you had hoped it would be.
Yep.
Very cool. Yeah, I would be worried.
It was rough.
Okay, Daniel Burtis says, "That's why I pick Lex Luthor for everything. No one else requests them, so I know they're all mine."
I'll just preempt the chat. Lex Luthor can beat the Thing.
Well, I think Marcus said Batman's nipples could beat good old Marcus. All right, so I picked this one. This is Amazing Spider-Man 77, John Buscema, drawn Spidey, and Jim Mooney inks, which probably really helped kind of pull this and make it look more like a Spidey piece. But I love the 4-panel layout on this one, and I just thought I love the lizard in here. I thought it was just a really cool page. I mean, when I saw this, because I don't have anything by John in my collection right now, and I thought, I would be happy to own a piece from Spider-Man by him. But I do think the Mooney inks kind of make this one even better. As much as I like the top 2 panels, I really love the bottom panels more than
the bottom right, especially. Like it's awesome.
No, it is. I mean, the bottom right's totally cool. I love the canted perspective and the bottom left panel. I mean, yeah, this page is absolutely gorgeous. And again, I wish we could click on it, make it a much larger image, but it is what it is. But I love it a lot. And no description written on here by SC. And I don't think I've ever been in SC's calf gallery before.
I always like when an artist comes up with like a cool, like effective visual way of illustrating a character's, their powers or their abilities. And that bottom left panel with Lizard kind of like skittering sideways across the building is just a great way of doing that.
Nope, I love it too. And Helen, I didn't actually ignore your last question, Traditionalist. It was just we were kind of on a tangent, and then I forgot to pull it up. But do you guys do any kind of rankings with the drawings in the channel? We don't really rank anything here. We just talk about the artwork that we love. This is this
kind of ranking, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
kind
sure. Pieces that we like, and that's what sometimes we have a guest in that isn't Chris doing picks, so they kind of get to add a different flavor to the artworks they pick. But yeah, no, we don't really. Art's kind of subjective for everybody, so we don't really try to rank things as best to worst or whatnot. At the end of the year, if you're not familiar with Comic Art Fans, at the end of every year we host a best of kind of, you can call it a competition. It's more of a celebration of the hobby. So at the end of 2022, we kind of put together a jury process for and a voting process for the best collected works from 2022. So you can consider that a ranking, and it's based on works that were bought by collectors in that calendar year and shared on Comic Art Fans. And then the community votes on which pieces from different art categories are their favorites, whether it was from covers or splash pages and things of that sort. So we really don't do rankings here, but that's the best of is something where we actually do kind of apply a jury process to it to kind of say what our favorite pieces are. But during the channel now, it's more just kind of open-ended, picking pieces that we like for varying reasons. But thank you for visiting the channel and for the super chats. We really appreciate that as well. And as Javi just said, welcome to the community. Yeah, absolutely. If you're do you collect original art? That's that's always the first question to anybody I meet that is interested in comic art. So Tim Guerrero question: is there an option on CAF where we can see who's visited our CAF? There is not. I mean, that'd be a privacy thing, wouldn't it? If we just said everybody who just happened to browse into your gallery. I don't think we can do that. But no, so there's no feature like that. I don't even track anything like that. So I don't even track who looks at what artworks, to be honest. So that would never be able to happen. All right, next artwork here. I've got 3 more to go. Let me put my like on this one. This is an Andrew Allen's CAF collection, and artwork by Carmen Infantino and Bob Wyachek inking. Just a fun Star Wars page. I figured I'd throw this one in here for Jeff Wedding and all the other Star Wars fans out there. Just
Spidey.
Yes, big Spidey as well. He's a big Star Wars guy. So, I like Infantino. I've always grown on me over the years. And but I just thought this was a fun image, as far as Star Wars stuff goes. I love the background. I love any kind of deep space scene. I mean, this one seems like an overly crowded area of space with a lot of stuff going on.
A huge floating head.
Right, and a huge floating head. And because look, here's a color piece of it. But see the color, you see it in color, and it just doesn't have the Same thing going for it that the black and white one does.
So
But
this is from this is the English like digest version, right?
I believe so. Yeah, 10
I think
p.m.
it said if you click on the published cover.
Mhm.
So this also has, yeah, okay. So Deathlock, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Tales of the Watcher are also in Star Wars Weekly. So that leads me to my question, which is then Star Wars Space Marvel
Ah,
for purposes of fish?
yeah, yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there, Chris. That's interesting. Oh, look at that. Huh. I didn't really wait a minute, let me go back here. I didn't see all the auxiliary images.
Oh, they
that
did. Yeah, they mirrored it.
They did, didn't they? Interesting. Huh. I'll have to read the description on this one to see what the reasonings were behind that. That's odd. Before I move on to the next one, Tim, you're asking if I'm going to do a Hakes review. I am. I'll have Hakes on. It's not going to be next Monday. It'll be the Monday after that. So expect to see the whole Hakes crew on. We'll be talking about last night's auction, which was pretty good, I'd say, for a lot of things. I know that they were very thrilled with a lot of the results, and they sent me an email today. Just excited. We'd already booked a recap if we were going to do one. So yeah, it's going to happen. Just expect it in a couple of weeks.
They had all those Al Williamson Star Wars strips, right? Man, those were awesome.
They were really, really incredible. And
Yeah.
So I was watching the chat during Dueling Dealers last night, and I saw many people say they were in on a few and didn't get them. So and I knew that too, because those Williamson pieces were just gorgeous. I mean,
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you knew they were.
I didn't try. I lost my butt on Heritage. So.
Oh, wait, but you lost because you bought some stuff, or
no? I lost like I wanted to buy. I won. I won't say measly. One awesome thing, but I missed it. I missed it. I did not get it.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, so they flipped it. Ron says he
hate flippers. We all hate flippers, Ron.
Yes, we do. The trend was to have floating heads looking at the spine. All right, that's funny. All right, two more pieces to go here. An Aragones piece, which, and again, I wish wish we could have a bigger image of this one. I just love Sergio's work, and this one just, I've shown several pieces by him in the past, right? But this one seems to be more packed with detail than any one that I've seen before. Even I think I've had a couple DPSs from Gru on here before, but this one just blew me away by the amount of detail and the number of characters in this piece.
That's wild.
And look, I love that little, the signature with the color drawing here at the bottom. I thought that was a cool touch. But and who's Scalpio? Oh, Justin Porter. Yeah, this is a good one. Again, I wish we could see it in better detail, but just a fantastic piece by Sergio. And I've never owned anything by him either. It makes me want to get a piece one day.
Yeah, beautiful. Something else.
CJ says it's too plain and simple.
Yeah.
There you go. Rick Weld says Sergio drank as many Cokes as I did tonight. Yeah, that's what it feels like. I'm on my second one since the show started. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually try to not take any Benadryl tomorrow because it's just been whooping my butt. So okay, one more piece here, but congratulations, Justin, for this awesome pickup. And this final one, just a Lee Weeks Wolverine. I mean, who doesn't love Lee Weeks' work, right? I mean, Lee is he's a master designer, craftsman in his work. This piece was just totally cool. I loved everything. I love the composition. Even with the rocks or whatever is broken out at the bottom, just everything about it just was just made me want to pick it. I don't pick like con sketches or commissions too often. Right. But Lee Weeks is just somebody who I've always admired, never owned anything by him, but I'd love to own this piece. I mean, this is just gorgeous. So, and again, who's got it? Dustin Pizarro. Congratulations on this thing, but just gorgeous. And I love the tones in here. It's kind of like, it's not your typical gray tone, like an ink wash.
Right. It's got a sepia note to it.
In it as well, which it just made it unique. And actually, that was why I clicked on it when I saw the thumbnail.
Mhm.
I couldn't tell if, is it the board? And maybe it is the board. I don't know. But
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you're like the board is like a neutral tone, like a My Tints paper.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
I can't really tell. You might be right though.
Now that I look at it more, yeah, I didn't think that initially because I actually thought it was
Yeah.
sepia, but now I think maybe.
I don't know if I've ever seen him draw on colored paper either. That would be interesting too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this is a very well designed piece, as CJ just mentioned, well built up tones.
Right. That's the whole, I mean, that's the star of the show, right? I mean, and when he is responsible for a Marvel book that was called Shadows and Light, I mean, what do you think his specialty is, right? This is basically his jam, is working those values.
Yeah, no, I've got to get something by Lee Weeks now. I want to get, and it should be a convention drawing. I should get something from him at a show.
Yeah, he was at Heroes. He did a few bangers.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking. I really didn't buy a whole lot while I was there.
I got the only one I have from him is a con sketch that I got at C2E2 a few years ago, and I love it. It's a Nick Fury, turned out great. Would recommend.
Have I seen the Nick Fury? I'll have to go back and look in your cat.
I don't know.
All right. I don't remember it. Well, there you go.
Check it out.
I will. All right. Well, congratulations to Dustin on that pickup. It's a beauty that I would love to own as well. So, Chris, we made it through another episode, the 100.
We did it.
Hey, what can I say? So, hopefully I'll be a bit healthier next week, better spirits, no cream on my desktop. I'm never going to show that again. That was a bad move on my part.
I'm so happy you did, though.
Yeah. I hurt my hand, before I left for San Diego. Everybody was asking me about why I had that, the brace on while I was at there. I heard it in the move to Florida the last time with the U-Haul. So I'll just show this because I know it'll make Marcus laugh too. So look, a deep blue rub. That I had to use that on my hand as well. So that's on.
Is that why you had the glove on in the photos?
Yes. I'm telling you, I'm just a wreck. I can't wait for this movie to be over. The whole summer is just, other than the fun times that we've got to have at Heroes and getting out a little bit, this summer has just sucked around here. I got to get this move behind me and
it's almost over
and move on. But I'll tell you, I have to say we've got a lot of, Maureen and I haven't really been doing a lot of programming this entire summer. We've been doing a lot of plotting and planning. And I think, the moment we're settled down there, I mean, we really have kind of the September 1st date to start a whole new set of things that we're working on. So I'm really excited about the September to end of year kind of time frame and the work that we're going to be adding to CAF. So got a lot of fun things in the works. It's just everything kind of has been put on hold because of the move. So it sucks, but the future is bright after we get past that.
Glad to hear it.
Scott Wingo says Bill Scream.
I saw it.
Oh man. All right, Chris. Well, as always, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Bill. It was a lot of fun.
We'll be at it again next Thursday.
All right. See you then. Bye, guys.
Good night. All right. What a fun night in the chat today. The thing got no love, but that's all right. We all, the thing can't get his due every single time we go out. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm sorry that I've been heavily medicated the last couple shows, but I will be in better spirits on Saturday. I do have a sales show with Dennis Cowan at 2 p.m. I think there's like only 15 pieces in the sale. 3 of them are from the 90s Batman title. I will get a PR email out tomorrow. I'll tease some of the images in there, but they're all published pieces. No commission style stuff this time like you did, like those question illustrations the last time we had them on. Everything's published. There's some Lobo stuff and some Gotham Knights stuff as well. So it's it's definitely a good set of stuff, and I don't think it'll be a long show either. I mean, obviously I had Dennis on about 4 or 5 months ago, so we've talked once before. I'm sure we'll do a bit of an interview before we do the art sale, but you can expect the show to probably be more like an hour and a half or less. Probably an hour and 15 minutes is what I would expect. Are those wacky packages stickers in the back? Yes, they are. Actually, want me to get it? I'll show it to you before I sign off tonight. Oh, wait a minute. I am doing my full. I'm embarrassed to do it. This is going to be like Anthony Snyder. All right. I have my pajama bottoms on. All right. And they're Marvel. Just so you know. But yeah, one day when I was walking through Wizard World Chicago, we had these guys who had these sheets, full sheets of wacky packages. And believe it or not, it was actually a double. I'm dumb. I actually cut it in half and gave the other half to a friend of mine. But it was it was essentially the same set. So yeah, this is a full set of uncut wacky packs, and so love it. It's been on the wall in the other room, so that's why you guys have never seen it before. Since I was taking everything off the walls to paint, I decided to go ahead and hang it up here after Cap After Dark. Yes, the pajamas are out. Well, that's where I got the bee stings, guys. I've had to wear pajamas just to kind of be more comfortable. So with deep blue cream, claim the wacky packs. But yes, it was funny when I bought that at Wizard World Chicago. They probably had a stack of like 100, of these double set sheets. I mean, and they were huge. You saw that because that's like 3x2, so it was 3x4. I mean, I had to roll it up in a tube to get it home from there because I flew. But yeah, I always was happy. That's I don't buy too many non-art or comic book things when I'm out at shows and stuff. But that thing just caught my eye. I mean, who didn't love wacky packages growing up? If you were growing up in the 70s. So guys are killing me. At least I'm wearing something, right? Exactly, Hart. Thank you for that. But yeah. So I don't normally. This is probably the only time I've had pajama bottoms on when I'm at doing a live show. I can tell you that I'm usually properly dressed for my shows. But at any rate, thank you. Yeah, Red Bull, you got it. And uncut sheets must be very good. I don't know. I mean, that's the only time I've ever seen them was at that one show. You guys, thank you, Marcus. Diapers underneath. So I'm going to call it a night. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I've got a lot of follow-up stuff to do from San Diego still. When I did talk with Danny Fingeroth. I've always admired Danny. He's had an interesting career with Marvel. He wrote a really great book on Stan Lee. If you haven't ever read that, I would highly recommend it. I thought it was fantastic. So when I had dinner with him and Albert and everybody, I talked with him a bit, and I asked him, if he'd be willing to do a few shows with us in the fall. So, and he said he'd love to, just fit it into his schedule. So I'm going to try to set up a few interviews with him and probably try to tackle different periods of his career and, get some of his recollections of his time with Marvel and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that. But yes, exactly, Nick. Danny won an Inkpot award as well, which is cool. That's very true. Fingeroth is a legend. I completely agree. And he was just a really, really nice guy. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I'd never seen any live interviews with him before, but yeah, very, very cool guy. Comic Art Boston coincidentally is rereading that book. I really want to go back and read it. It was such an easy read too. I mean, you read it. I think I breezed through that book in like a day and a half. It was just so well written and easy flowing that So I will have Danny on definitely sometime in the fall. So, all right, I'm calling it a night. Again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with me for all this time, almost 3 hours. Gosh, I'm sorry for eating up all of your evenings like I do every Thursday, but I appreciate every moment of it. And again, everybody who turned out at San Diego, thank you. It was a lot of fun. And I hope you can tune in on Saturday for the art sale with Dennis Cowan. It should be fun and enlightening in some ways, I'm sure, but definitely some good art. Again, if you're a Batman or Lobo fan, the artwork that you'll see there will be up your alley because that's all we've got. So have a good night, and I will see you on